for Alex Licklider. Amanda Sorensen, she's been a busy gal. She's in Sardinia, was it? Racing Extreme E. Her and RJ Anderson, they got the victory. They recounted some things, and yeah, it's Extreme E, all electric off-road racing international. So happy to get Amanda back here in the building. Her and her brother. Brother is competing in pro. They have a younger brother too that's cutting his teeth in some karting, some other off-road racing. So definitely a talented family. Sorensen making a lot of noise in the motorsports world. Amanda Sorensen, United States Air Force, BMW. Car looks very stiff, doesn't it?
Think so?
Back end, like, just saying how it's hopping. Maybe it's just
maybe that lid.
Yeah, just that trunk lid.
Hopefully they got a pin in there.
Yeah. Oh boy, too soon. Too soon. Too soon, dog. Our judges are putting their foreheads in the palm. If your hood, hatch, or trunk, or anything opens, and if that, okay. Yep.
Someone had to say it. Come on.
Of course. Dude, hey, I'm here for it. I got popcorn right next to me, dog. I'll watch the show. That's what I do. Amanda Sorensen pulling up to the start line. Thanks for joining us out here. Formula Drift, 20 years, man. Just have had some beautiful conversations over the last few months just about Formula Drift and its growth and what's going on and just what drivers are doing and what drifting has done for not only the drivers individually but for the world, man. It's a cool motorsport, and I'm so proud to be part of it. And Sopa yourself included, just from the starter to the tower. Here we go, baby. Amanda Sorensen from Las Vegas, United States Air Force, BMW. Good aggressive flick in that first outside zone. Now she's going to transition, get to the rumble strip, a little late on that initiation or kind of re-initiation. In that third outside zone, man, risking it for the biscuit, flirting with that wall in that last outside zone. 4, gets all of it, fills it up. A little thumbs up from one of the judges saying, hey, I like it, I approve. It was the physical Facebook like. You don't need to tell your grandma or your aunt, you could do it in person. Hey, thumbs up, you did good, kid.
Yeah,
you did good.
I really liked it wowed us, to be honest.
Yeah,
Look at this initiation. It was kind of straight up, really poured on the angle early, and fully filled that outer zone 1 here. Looking at the transition, it could have been a little snappier. From that angle, it's hard to tell if she's filling out outer zone 2 well, but a little bit of wavering. We're nitpicking here, though, but fills out outer zone 3 just about completely. The left rear got right out of there, and then here right in outer zone 4, pours on the angle. That might have been on the very limit of that car's capability as far as angle is concerned here. Another look at the sky here, pouring on the smoke through outer zone 1, filling it all the way here. Like you said, getting that front into the rumble strip. That might have been a little bit of a mistake that the judges don't really want to see, but here we go. Nice smooth line into outer zone 3, coming out at just the right time, transitions it just about perfect into outer zone 4, and pours on the angle. Whether it was unintentional or not, she still made it look really good.
All right, Amanda Sorensen, good execution. What are we thinking score-wise, Matt? High 70s again?
I think we're in the 80s.
80s?
Yeah,
okay.
I think we're in the low 80s.
All right. Yeah, that X factor, I think she brought a little bit more than some of the other drivers, but where she made that, I think she kind of lost a little bit on kind of the standard execution. That outside zone 2 looked a little bit delayed, as you said, getting into the red and white at first glance.
That's what's kind of neat about this course as well, is like if you kind of like fumble the ball coming in the outer zone 2 a little bit, while your car is digging, you can kind of, things are slowing down a little bit for you, and you can kind of look ahead and kind of get a reset without, reinitiating, so to speak, and kind of set up your line a little better and kind of redeem yourself.
Absolutely. All right, so Amanda steps outside of the cockpit. Scores coming in. And an 84.3, good call there. Right. She is our #1 qualifier at this point. So X Factor, 2 out of 10. All right, so 84.33 for Mrs. Sorensen. Working our way, trying to whittle it down to 32 here in our Link Engine Management knockout qualifying. This is Mr. Matthew Bystrack. Bystrack in the Gas Factory S13. All right, Bystrack. All right, Bystrack. The Pedal Commander burnout box. Well, kudos to Amanda. #1 qualifier right now.
Yeah, good for her. That's going to set the tone. A lot of people are setting the tone for their weekend here, like Adam Knapik and herself. It's just it's going to be real feel-good, good confidence boost going into tandem competition.
Yep. Yeah, and Amanda, she was unable to make round 1. Evan Bogovich piloted her car that round 1, but Amanda now at round 2 in Jersey and here. So can she hold on to that number 1 spot? 84.3. I don't know if that will hold. I don't think that'll hold, man. You got a lot of talent coming up.
Yeah, the list of people that were kind of giving me a little wow in practice, they're to come. So I'm interested to see what they bring to the table.
All right, Bystrack getting ready to send it. All right, on the start line, Max giving a thumbs up and get out of here. Bystrack, what's he gonna do? In that first outside zone, Bystrack gets all of it, gets into the dirt. So how that, looked like 2 tires off. We will see, but throwing a lot of dirt with the dirt rooster tail in the outside zone 3 and outside zone 4. And just hits it and quits it. And I'm gathering that it'll probably be an incomplete, unfortunately.
That is truly unfortunate. Matt's had a few struggles in the past, and I always like to see our drivers succeed here, but once we take another look at it, maybe it is 3. We missed it at the live run, but awesome initiation here, but it was just a little too much ham sandwich. Maybe it was too over-rotated there and unchaseable lead. That might be what we're deeming here, though. So looking at the rest of the run here, comes a little short, fills in outer zone 3, decent, a little late into the game as far as outer zone 3 is concerned, but also flirts with outer zone 4 as he comes in there and out a little early. So look at the top here, you can see it kind of parks in there. We haven't seen the decel map, but that's definitely not where we want cars to be parking, so to speak, there. So I'm guessing the charges have, and there it is, incomplete run from Matthew Bystrack.
Yeah, so incomplete officially. Taking a look at the United States Air Force instant replay. So an incomplete is basically you either, again, hood, hatch, something happens, you hit a wall, it's Formula Drift, you got to drift, not Formula Drive straight. And also unchaseable run is deemed, again, we saw 3 tires off, 2 tires off, mistakes, those all deduced to a 0, which we just like to call an incomplete. And unfortunately, that forces... Fortunately, they'll have another opportunity, but it forces them to go and have their second run. Again, we'll lock in the top 24 drivers. The remaining drivers of, as we're looking right now, 39, they'll re-rack them, fill those final 8 spots with the remaining drivers in their second run.
Yeah,
so
the pressure. Yeah, right. Yeah. The pressure just gets a little more
elevated,
turned up. Yeah.
All right. Thanks to Worldwide Technology Raceway Park. Take a short break. When we come back, don't go anywhere. Round 3, Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. Here we go. We are looking at St. Louis off in the distance. The clouds just really sealing in the flavor. Just the humidity.
That is a good way to put it.
Palpable. So, but the making of a great event here. We've seen many different iterations of this track. If you can recall that the first time we came out here, man, GoPro launched a camera out here. I don't know if you remember that. And that's where Johnny FPV, he was drone piloting for us. We were on that far side of the track. One of the fastest tracks out here. Now we've kind of utilized this, and here we go. So taking a look, this is this is Justin Chestnut. All right, into that second outside zone, and that third outside zone leaves it. I don't even know if he got a tire in there, unfortunately. Oh, just really struggling. It seems like he's fighting the car a little bit.
Yeah,
The car's got a lot of grip.
There might be a little more rubber down from when he initially practiced, because he did kind of put in the wall in practice in outer zone 2, so conditions probably have changed since then. So let's take another look here. Kind of a down the middle initiation, a little handbrake. Not even present in outer zone 1 here. Noses it in the rumble strip. Again, not present there as well. Huge deduction here. Let's see if he flirts with outer zone 3. Not so much. He is in drift. He's kind of scaled the whole track down for himself. So if he has to come back, he's really going to have to consider loosening up the car, adding some pressure to the tires, maybe turning up the shocks, get that thing outside, fill the zones, check them boxes.
All right, Chestnut. Chestnut waiting for his score. All right, waiting for the score. Just very, as you say, absent in those outside zones. The after hours auto sports.
Yeah, I think the only zone he might have flirted with was outer zone 4 there.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty low, unfortunately. In our car lineup. 46.66. So,
all right then.
Yeah. So that is not third position. Apologize, but just let's go off the score. As you know, that would not put him into third.
Sam Magmami warming up his tires.
Magmami. Good. All right. Magmami warming up the tires. Magmami, who's going to be the Mag Daddy?
Oh,
Is Magmami going to be the Mag Daddy? We'll see. Come on, Sam, bring it. This gentleman has debuted in Long Beach, that brand new car, great looking car, a lot of power. It's got a lot of grip. You know, we saw that in Atlanta, and it's, I mean, the car needs to get loosened up a little bit. Let's see if he found the secret sauce. What's Magmami got? There it is. So there we go, into that first outside zone. Very fluid line from Magmami into that second, and now the third. Little twitch there in that third outside zone. Oh, hits it, quits it. Could have been in there a little bit longer, and that final outside zone looked like he refined it there, exploding the back bumper across the finish line, and that will not hurt him. Just unfortunately, it'll be cosmetic.
Yeah, he found outer zone 5 there out in the bank, so his bumper did. So
yep.
I really like his flick initiation. Really good X factor, I think, there, and filling out outer zone 1 just enough to get all the points there, I believe. Little wavering here in outer zone 2. He's coming in there, and you can see it kind of wiggle here through it. He flirts with outer zone 3. He's in there about 50% of the time. Very lazy transition here, Jared, but he does fill outer zone 4 really well, so he's got some points on the board. Looking from the sky here. Like I said, awesome flick initiation. Doesn't come out early outer zone 1 too bad, and beginning in outer zone 2 here, you can see the little correction he had to make. He could have made it a little wider in outer zone 3, but overall a nice arc there. But coming in that transition, it was just too lazy for and position-wise, just wasn't clear-cut enough, and it's going to cost him some points on the board for sure.
More Human than Human. Human Rahimi waits. Okay, let's see what we got here as Human Rahimi. I would say ice, but no ice is surviving there, as it is a hot one.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a little break, I think.
Yeah.
We got to fix our rumble strip here. You can see Magmami there in the outer zone 5, we'll call it, the ghost zone.
Right, exactly.
Took a little piece of the track with him.
All right, looks like Rome Charpentier is doing a little Instagram takeover, the Formula Drift account. And again, 75.33 for Magmami. If you have not listened to the Formula Drift podcast, I definitely recommend it. Jacob does a great job, and some great news. When we come back, a little quick cleanup of the course, and we'll continue here with round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. Don't go anywhere. Short break.
This is Torque Motorsport.
Driving too fast, I don't wanna wait. We driving the days, we stepping in late. Nothing but blind and feel the tape. Let's be alive, but we gonna skate. Let's be alive, but we gonna skate. You wanted to ride, you wanted to ride.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional tire stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
You can count on having a team that has your back, an environment that supports you, and plenty of friends. You're gonna make a lot of friends here. And if you like to work hard and really just get what you put in, then Discount Tire is a perfect place for you. You should come join our team.
When you're driving in St. Louis or anywhere where you're doing tandem, one of the biggest things that you have to focus on is managing the proximity. One of the techniques you can do is stab the clutch, grab the handbrake, and then just jump back on the gas. So one of the biggest problems with that technique is when you get into this motion where you're trying to grab a lot of handbrake and you're really managing that proximity. If you clutch out and you're still pulled on a handbrake, you're gonna twist and probably eventually break an axle or break an axle on the spot. So that's one thing that you want to manage and not do, because that will end your event right there. Take it from Turk.
This is it. The finals are set. The lights are on. Who is going to win? Celebrating 20 years of FD, baby. 4 rounds, 4 different winners. Send it. Here we go. This is Formula Drift, and we are on the streets of Long Beach for the first round. This is a grudge match. Your winner, Matt the Beast of the Bay, Theo! Welcome out to Road Atlanta. This is round 2 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Plunkett Jr., 2-time champion. Plunkett Jr., the Carroll Shelby of our generation right now.
The battles that we had at Orlando, I mean, they were intense. There was a lot of contact with the inside.
Richard Osbo! Wow, are you kidding me? Look at that!
You know how Chelsea always drives. It's very exciting to see.
That was awesome! This is Englishtown Raceway Park, also known as Round 4. Simon Olsen, Adam Elsey, neither have had a Formula Drift overall win, and one of them is going to make history. This is an absolute gladiator battle right here.
We're only at the halfway point. 4 more rounds, 4 more winners. We'll see you in St. Louis. Send it, Formula Drift Nation.
Welcome back here to St. Louis. It's hot, we are sweaty, we are ready to continue on with our Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship Knockout Qualifying. Our previous winners, Rudy Hansen, Cole Richards, recently in New Jersey, our previous round. Here we are in St. Louis, and it all culminates in Grantsville, Utah, just outside of Salt Lake City at Utah Motorsports Campus, formerly Miller Motorsports Park. Going back there for another round of Pro and ProSpec. Human Rahimi will be scrutinized by our judges, Ryan Lontaine, Robbie Yoshida, and Chris Yule be judging. Rahimi comes out hot, big swing, bang into that outside zone 1. Get a little fist pump here, people excited. Again, I was referenced Daniel Stuckey says, I love it because you see Human Rahimi, it'll be like a 100-point run or a 0, but he's still got a smile on his face into that third outside zone. It looks like he missed it just a little bit and then comes up a little bit short. Just you saw him hit it and quit it with that back 2 tires, but could have been a little bit longer. Good aggressive initiation, but just kind of started falling off as he went through the course.
Yeah, I was just going to say it kind of tapered off there.
Yeah.
You see me, I was getting pumped, and then all of a sudden it was like, all right, now we're missing zones. But look at that initiation there. Just flirting with the dirt there and the paint, getting it out of zone 2. And here's where it kind of little fell short for me. Lost a little speed there, little wavering, and kind of flirted with outer zone 3 there. Here we come with the transition. A little laser we like to see.
Ooh.
Comes out of outer zone 4 early. He'll have points on the board, but I felt he left a little on the table there. So outer zone 1, just about as good as it gets right there. Nice snappy initiation, and then we come to outer zone 2, fills it.
Not as bad, not as bad from that angle, huh?
Sacrificing a little angle there, coming out of outer zone 3. Transitioned a little later than I think he probably should have, as it kind of set him up for outer zone 4 being not as filled fully there. Another angle here, look at that, how close that is, just using all that paint. I think that's the most fulfillment we've seen in outer zone 1 so far. You can see him making some corrections there, going to outer zone 3 as he fills about 30% of it, we'll call it. Transition there. They want to see the decel after the transition, which he did do. I just think the transition could have been a little snappier, but he'll get points on the board, and I think he'll be safe, we'll call it that.
Is that enough to lock in a 24, top 24?
At this rate, I might be eating my words.
Yeah.
There hasn't been there's been incompletes that are besides our
obviously.
46, but yeah.
74, actually not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad score overall. Again, at first glance, again, don't look at the position. That's only since we've been creating the graphics.
The X Factor.
That is,
I thought there was a little more myself, but
X Factor 0.6.
I don't know if McScrooge is in the house again or what. But
Scroogey McYuley. Yeah. Yule is definitely bah humbugging those X Factor points. He did that previous rounds. Oh, Lontaine says I gave it a 0 X Factor. So the Canadian. Oh yeah, when Yule was judging, Lontaine was not. So now you got a couple. They're beholden. They're holding them back.
Tough crowd.
Tough crowd. Hickory dickory dock. 74. What? Who got a 0? That was. Previously. Okay. Hearing the judges talking, I'm like, that is not an incomplete. I mean, you guys are harsh, but.
I mean, we're not the ones to say LBL, but I think we know when there's a complete run anyway.
I had my youngest son's friend. My youngest son's friend. So Tyson, his friend, he says, what did he say? What do basketball players do when they go blind? They ref. I was like, whoa, savage, dude. Right? Because, I mean, it's an unenviable job, right? I mean,
right.
One of the most, I'm just going to say, thankless jobs of the Formula staff and crew is, outside of the winner, there's potential for 8 people or 4 in ProSpec that love the judges every year.
That's what I was going to say. You're always going to be right to one person, right?
Exactly. Yeah, dude, I love you, bro. Thanks, man. Next round. Yeah, you're number 1. You're number 1. You know what I'm talking about when they give him the finger, not the pointer finger.
The bird.
All right, now we got the ticker rolling. Kelsey Rawlings rolling up to the start line. One of 3 females in competition. Love to see the variety again. No gender needed on the vehicle, just good driving. Let's see it. Let's see what Kelsey Long. She's got your Ford power plant, Matt. So I know you got a little sweet spot for this ride. Here we go. That Ford power plant S chassis. It's a little bit of dirt, but didn't look like too off. Just again, throws a little brown cloud in that second outside zone. And that third outside, a little hiccup there. Looking very similar to Hooner. Oh, she gets involved in that wall. She is going for it. Risking it, gets out to the outside zone, gets on that rumble strip. She's not leaving anything for the imagination.
So,
what? Do you not like that?
No. I was going to say the rumble strip is actually deemed outside of course.
So it's like dirt. It's like
yeah. So she was looking strong in practice all day. Laura Vigron, I think that might have been a deduction of maybe one tire off. Maybe a little nitpicky there, but you can see a lot of quick brake right out of zone 2. It kind of set her up, upset the vehicle here, but it's the first wall contact we've had in outer zone 3 all day. Almost left the bumper there. DC transition here, but threw on a little too much angle, and that's one, if not top tires off. So that's definitely that's who we're for, but she's got that. Really better feeling it. So here we go. A little later, there's that might be on the left foot brake. A little wall there. Take a little angle on the car, and you have to get that little dog there, and stretching it out of report on angle. It probably saved it, to be honest. A little double up the car with the angle, but the momentum wasn't as smooth as her others are feeling. We're look at that back here. Just enough, but we've seen the car. Yeah, we've seen impacts upset the car worse, and then returns one like that. So good job of keeping her home here. She'll points one for sure.
All right, so Kelsey Rawlings waits her score, and here comes in a 74. That's kind of what I was going for. Very similar to Una Rahimi's run, and he had that 74 as well. So we go back to 74s. That's Kelsey Rawlings.
No X factor.
No. You know, the opportunities for X Factor are very minimal here at this track because, again, you talk about the wall drag or getting close, or it's. I would say that's probably, outside zone 3 is a big opportunity, but it's more that rate to angle or that initiation. I think that's going to be a big X factor.
Yeah, like you said, the rate to angle. How fast are you whipping that thing into outer zone 1? How fast are you doing your transitions and the timing? How close can you get to these walls? Because there's plenty of them to not run into.
Yeah, right. All right, here we go. Jeff Donati, he likes to party. You don't cause trouble. He doesn't hurt nobody.
You lost me.
It's a song.
Oh.
Yeah, come on.
It's probably not the genre.
No, it's not yours. Here we go. Jeff Donati initiates in that first outside zone. 3-wheel motion. Hitting switches as Donati goes that second outside zone, and now good fluid transition that third. Yo, talking about that wall. That's a little X factor for your sprinkling on your diet. Come on now. Jeff Donati in that last outside zone. Well done. Hit him with it. Salt Bay up in the building. Jeff Donati.
Awesome.
That was fun. That was fun to watch, man. That was, he risked it on the outside zone. You saw him hitting switches like Ice Cube, and then that third outside zone, getting familiar with the wall.
He might have made up for that. Look at how much angle, that rate to angle, just like he was in outer zone 1 so fast. Good transition here in outer zone 2. A little handbrake there. Like you said, nice smooth transition here into outer zone 3 as he rolls onto the throttle here. Not the snappiest transition here, but he did fill out zone 4 and a little bit of correction there. That's going to cost him a couple few points there. But look at that. Look at how fast the rate to angle there. Just leaving the dirt cloud behind him as he exits outer zone 1. Immediately fills outer zone 2. Keeps it on the angle. Very little wavering here until he hits the wall a little bit. But even then,
it doesn't disrupt the car.
Like, I'm just going to sprinkle a little left foot braking.
Going to give it
and
to
here
you.
We go.
Going to give it to you, Donati, man.
Boom.
And then this nice little track plays over. I feel like we're going to drop a rhyme right now.
Yeah, that was good stuff. I feel like, if anything, if the black and white points of like hitting the check boxes in the course weren't fully hit, he could have made it up for the X factor.
Right, that offset. Yeah, the offset of it all. Yeah. All right,
it was exciting.
It was, man. That's what we're here for, man. Here's your popcorn. Go ahead. Here's a shovel. Can you dig it? Again, dropping tires, not lyrics. That's what we got here. Remember, always wear a helmet when you're riding a quad. So your friends don't know it's you. All right. Great track. Thank you again. It expanded out here from previous years. Are we getting Eggert up in the box here for qualifying? What do we got, Brian? You want to wrap out? Maybe thinking about it. It's prepping. Okay. Well, again, you're just chilling, man. We're just gonna have a conversation. I feel like he's nervous. He's sweating now.
Look at that.
Here we go. Donati with an 83.33 X Factor, 3.6. That's great, man. This is, again, we talk about, you know, building the ego. He had a tough start to the season, writing off his car, you know, and banged up, but now here he is. That's great, man. That's good for him.
I mean, if you take those X Factor points out, I mean, we would have been a little lower there, but oh man, that's good to see.
Yeah, it's really, really great. All right, Mr. Casey Cole, M-Spec Performance Chassis. All right, got friendly wagers going on up here in the judging booth. Place your bets, here we go. We got a little track cleanup, get our guys off course as Casey Cole. So with Donati spreading his love all over the track. Tire debris and dirt. Why am I getting scowls over here? You just keep judging, okay? Literally, that's your role. Really, give me a real judging look over here. All right, Casey Cole pulling up to the start line, and our 12 o'clock boys exit stage right. So we got a few in the 80s. Talking about Knapik, we're talking about Amanda Sorensen and Jeff Donati. Let's see what Casey Cole can bring. The M-Spec Performance vehicle has got his teammate, his wife spotting for him, and Stookie. Stookie with Pro Championship for M-Spec boys. And here we go, Casey Cole. Initiated that first outside zone. Quick little handbrake pull in the second outside zone. Missed a little bit of the beginning of the second outside zone. Third outside zone. Could definitely have some more angle, kind of a straight line approach, but fluid as all get out. Oh, that was aggressive on the last outside zone. You saw kind of, but it was delayed, yeah, as he went in. But you saw him kind of going towards the wall and then rolled into it.
Yeah, I feel like if his car was just a little less gripped, he could have filled out outer zone 1 there. Because on the other side of the coin, if he had a little more aggressive initiation, I would have liked to see that better. Maybe that is because his car was too gripped up, and he just wasn't expecting that going in there. A little later transition, he missed the beginning outer zone 2. I kind of overheard that the judges when they were playing it live here, but he filled out the zone good. And like you said, you know, middle of the road angle there, decent smooth transition as he pours it in here in the outer zone 4, fills the whole thing up, gets the points on the board. Definitely contender here, but maybe that track is rubbering in. I think it just gripped up a lot there. I would have liked to see a lot more aggression there, a little more intent as we like to hear. And could have filled out outer zone 2 as a result of that if he would have checked those boxes a little earlier. I like his outer zone 3 fill here. Could have been a little more snappier on the transition, but he did fill outer zone 4 really well and poured on the smoke up the bank. Definitely contender here for pole.
For pole position. We never call it pole. We just call it number 1 qualifier. Did you say pole?
I said Cole.
Oh.
Casey Cole.
Said, okay, my bad. I thought you said, you know, it could be a contender for pole.
Oh, no, he's a yeah.
I got it. I knew what you're saying, but I thought you said, but I was like, we never call it pole position. There's no pole, you know, and like when you're racing, yeah, like IndyCar, NASCAR.
Roundy round.
You win the pole. Yeah, the roundy round. Hey, you know what's really cool? I took the elevator up because I'm lazy, and it said, you know, Worldwide Technology Racing Park, the home of NASCAR. This big FD logo amongst IndyCar. I thought that was great. Hey, Cole, Vernon Cole, 74.33. Rolling coal, bro. He should run a diesel. He should have a diesel. That way he's rolling coal. And he shops exclusively at Kohl's, too.
No. Anymore? Let's see here.
Dad jokes, guys.
He only uses coal when he barbecues.
It's it. Exclusively. No gas. Exclusively charcoal. That's it. Yep. And for Christmas, he only gets coal. Because all these bad jokes, that's why.
I can just hear the comments.
His wife's smirking over there. I saw her smirking. All right, here we go. The burnout box being occupied. Who do we got here? This is Corey Talaska. You know, I've been to. Have you ever been to Talaska? It's up north, Alaska. No, okay.
Oh my goodness! I thought we were done with this.
No, we're not. We're just having some fun here. Again, casual Thursday. You know, I always call it casual Friday but Thursday. I mean, you know, for those, you know, my mom listening and everybody just doing a little stand-up comedy act here. You know what I mean? Just having some fun with it.
It's all good.
All joking aside, Corey Talaska is here for business. He is dressed for success. Got some great fishing in Alaska. All right, here we go. Corey Talaska, Cora Works, BMW. Shout out to the Cora Works fam cheering on their boy Talaska in that second outside zone. You see some like hesitation there again. All right, here we go. That third zone, nail this thing. Red, white, and black all over into that third outside zone. Transitioning in that final outside zone goes Talaska. Gets that one back right tire in. Shout out to the Cora Works fam. Tyler, we're pulling for you, man. Again, Tyler, the owner of Cora Works, just dealing with some health issues right now. So we're thinking of you know, thoughts and prayers with you. Shout out to Greg and the whole camp, FYI. All right, Talaska, like I said, hesitation. Didn't seem confident. You know, went in there.
It seemed like the car was really slow to get to angle here. Maybe that portion of the track is ripping up, but he didn't really pour it on until the zone was pretty much done. Kind of set him up for failure here. Grabbing handbrake inside the zone. Now, we don't have the map, like I've said about 14 times. I know you're not supposed to use a handbrake inside the zone. So
Right.
left outer zone 3 a little early there, and 4 as well. He'll get the points. Not much wow factor for me. A lot of transitions were a little on the lazy side. So we'll get into that as we get in outer zone 1. I don't even think he filled that completely looking from the eye of the sky here as it comes into outer zone 2. Leaves it late enough. Sets him up for outer zone 3, but the car just looked ripped up and like it couldn't just get outside there where he wanted it to. And it was a later transition, so he didn't want to just swing that thing and hit the wall, and then the run would have been basically over. So now he sets it up, makes a little correction, gets the points on the board. We'll see what happens here.
Swinging that thing.
Yeah. But you can almost see here the handbrake.
Yeah.
Probably the end of it.
Yep.
And you can just tell that, you can just hear that 2JZ under the hood, just giving it all like 10 to keep the
Give it
tires
the
lit.
beads, mate. Got the Viva lever. All right, Talaska. We're waiting his score. Tyler Foley. So taking a look at those outside zones. So you're saying decel in between where we're creating it right now.
So we want it after the transition is what the judges said. So it would probably be before outer zone 2.
The transition 1 to 2.
Yep.
2 to 3. You think there's I think that's more fluid.
There's probably going to be no decel there because you're going to be to the boards there.
Yep. From the windows to the walls? To the foot to the board?
We won't finish those. Okay.
All right, team no grip life. Well, you need a little grip.
About half a cup.
Like, yeah, if we're baking here. Little half cup
I know
grip.
the judges were putting flour on the track earlier, so yeah, we're baking.
Yeah, fun fact. All right, here we go. And the score, nice, 69. Corey Talaska. Corey, look at this. Look at that face. That's just Stone Cold Killer right there.
So stoked.
That guy right there.
He's from Wisconsin.
That guy.
That guy
will beat you at Pac-Man any day.
Yeah?
That guy, oh, yeah.
Truth be told.
Yep. Talaska. Fistful of quarters, dude. Here we go. Tyler Foley. Let's see if he gets involved with the foliage, the dirt or not. Tyler Foley in that first outside zone. Fills all of it. Nice. So you can get a little grip. Team no grip. Here we go in that second outside zone. Very fluid. So look at that. Those wheels counter. Just locked. Stock lock, ready to rock. Into that final outside zone. No, man. And there's that wall. The first time we see that wall play a major role. Oh, no, mate. The wall jumps out.
Yeah, I really liked the speed he approached with outer zone 1, and he was looking so pretty up until he hit that wall. Taking a look at that, you can see almost the speed here, just ramming through. They had to put a little left foot brake in there to keep it inside of the course here as he transitioned to outer zone 2. Little left foot brake in there, coming across the board. Throttles down. I like the approach into outer zone 3 here, but car grips up, uses too much angle, comes out of it a little prematurely. Transitions a little late, too shallow. Oh my goodness, it would have been just a beauty fish, Jared.
A beauty fish?
Yeah.
What is that?
But now he balled it up and threw it away. So here we go.
Leave the dad jokes to me. I know you're a dad too, but come on.
Yeah. That's truly unfortunate for Foley. I really like that run. I was pumped for it, and then it wasn't one. So he'll be back in the knockout.
Yep. So he'll have to complete his second run. That isn't incomplete.
Here we go. Look at this contact here. Just see, that's a mistake here. For all you drifters out there, if you're going to hit the wall, stay in it. Nine times out of 10, you'll save it. Especially if you're on a bank.
Yep.
You won't get sucked up in the wall. It'll get worse. So.
All right. So Sorensen leads the pack still. We said I was like, I don't know if it's going to hold up, but still, I mean, we're not even we're about halfway right now. So Amanda Sorensen, Knappich up in the mix as we see a little sideways Sean Illingworth, Sac City, Auto 350Z. He's got a lot of people rooting for him in his corner. Sideways Sean. Boy, Nico cheering him on back in Los Angeles, painting walls and cheering him on. My buddy Nico's good friends with him. He tattooed me on the 4th of July at my house.
I think, I don't know, was it Rita was telling us about the tattoos you guys got in St. Louis?
Yeah, my body's a passport. It's not a temple, it's a garbage pile. Here we go, Sean Illingworth. It's gonna be Illingworth. Here we go. Sideways Sean moving up to the stage. That first outside zone could have been deeper, but good fluidity so far. The second outside zone, hammering down. Good, consistent stroke. We're seeing minimal, if any, corrections. Third outside zone, big angle. How's he gonna handle it? Manage? Ooh, he brings it in. Back it up, flip the script, and reverse it. As we'll take a look here at Sideways Sean. That last outside zone, was that kind of unique?
I feel like the
crazy?
approach there was a little lazy. If you sped it up about 1.5 times, it would have been perfect. Like you said, could have been a little deeper into outer zone 1 there as he pushes through outer zone 2, pouring on the smoke a little late, but he does set himself up for success in outer zone 3. Feels it completely, good enough angle, comes out at the right time, but here we go. Now I feel like if we slow down, the judges, they want to see the decel after the transition. Let's snap that thing and then kind of slow it down. Use the car's momentum and angle to slow it down, not while you're transitioning. Don't make it lazy. Drive the car with intent. So here we go, a little late in outer zone 2. You can see him pour it on about halfway through the zone, but he does manage to make little small corrections here as we go through outer zone 3. Pouring on a V8 supercharged, and there we go, a little late to the transition. That wall's daunting. Like, you're sideways looking at that wall. All you see is the white board, all our sponsors, and then you got to think, oh, I got to turn this car around and set it up for the finish.
So I'm not crazy. I kind of was looking at that first glance. Again, I'm calling it knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
You have time to kind of analyze it. So, yeah, you called it lazy. I call it just maybe delayed a little bit,
Okay,
right?
yeah, laggy.
Lagging, okay, yeah. There's buffering.
Yeah.
Like, this wheel of death.
Yeah.
Right, uploading a video or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so Illingworth, again, good run overall where he stands, TBD, as we see Dustin Miles of Styles. And 75.33, so great run for Sean Illingworth. So mid-70s, 0 on the X Factor. So, again, that could quickly jump up if you got that rate to angle, if you throw it out there.
Yeah, there's definitely, if these guys could get, this is a new course, you get more laps, we'll probably see more confidence tomorrow as they get some more tandem practice in. We'll see those nice snappy transitions. And we still got some big contenders coming up, so good chance we'll still see them today.
Yep. All right, leaving that Pedal Commander burnout box, D Miles. See what Dustin Miles has got for us. He's always got a good steed. He's kind of that JDM look. But no matter how good it looks, it's got to perform. Got the miscolored wheels, the two-face. Got the floral.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Really, two-face?
Two-face,
yeah. See, look at that. Look at that. First year coming up here in Mercedes, bro. Here we go, Dustin Miles. Domingo. I would walk Dustin Miles. Here we go into that second outside zone transitions. Let's see the fluidity. What do we got? Miles. Can highlight big. That really does highlight again. Either corrections or not. And right now, minimal corrections from him. And that last outside zone, ooh, just comes out a bit early. Looking with the naked eye. Da-da-da-da. What do we got, Dustin?
Very good. That was a solid run. I really like this flick of initiation here. Look at that. 1, 2, bam. Into the zone. Could have been a few feet deeper, but he did set himself up a little deeper off zone 2. You can kind of see a little bit of hesitation in the car. Slows down a little bit, but outer zone 3, I think, is where he shined the most on this run. Completely feeling it coming out just about probably 90% filled there. Like I said, a little laggy, lazy transition, but car gripped up at the end. Maybe we'll get a better look at it overhead.
Yeah, the overhead. Watch that last outside
Yeah,
zone.
from
It does
the
come
sky.
up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Outer zone 1, little left foot braking there. Whips it around here. You can see that even the rear tire there is a full in outer zone 2, so he filled it up that just perfectly. A little correction there, throw a little more angle in the car. And that, if he didn't do that, he probably would have filled the zone a little bit more, but we do want some more angle. There we go.
Not as bad.
Yeah.
I'm looking with my naked eye because we're looking straight at outside zone 4.
Right.
Seemed like he left it a little bit early, but right there, probably filled 75% of it.
Yeah,
and kind of went deep and then kind of just slowly kind of started to pull out.
Yeah, and that's another thing with like the gearing in here, at least in the beginning of practice, you could hear these cars coming out of outer zone 3 and really bogging in outer zone 4.
76.33, so middle of the pack right now. That should lock him into the top 24. Again, X Factor. See just a little dash. A little dash will do you. Josh loves drifting. Dogs love trucks. The Big Duck Club, BMW SLR. Fun-loving individual. Joshua Love. Seen some great things from him over the years. Love to see him show up here. From Denver, Colorado. Another After Hours Auto Sports, him and Chestnut. Tell you what, Ben Hobson's going to be him and Jaeger are going to be a great asset to the pro drivers. Hobson being part of that Bakshi's camp, and also Alex Jaeger part of the Forsberg Racing camp. They're going to give some great insight as far as setup, what's the track look like, going into qualifying. You know, I'm excited for qualifying of pro later. Not that I'm not about PROSPEC, but just again the spec. So you know, pro, about higher, a little more freedom, a little more freedom. Here we go. Joshua loves to drift in that first outside zone. Yo, look at that. He loves that outside zone as well. And that second outside zone, a lot of left foot brake there, Josh. Get off that. And then in that outside zone 3, yes, sir. Look at that, using all of the course. That's the deepest we've seen. Outside zone 3, outside of tapping it. Good, really good precision driving. That was nasty.
Absolutely.
That was like that stinky cheese. You're like, I don't know why, but I like it. And that's stinky and nice, man. That was really, really good.
It was super smooth. The transitions were nice and snappy, as we like to see it here as Josh pulls off the course. Take another look at it here. Look at that nice snap. Straight up initiation. Fills that zone there. You can see a little left foot braking there on the other side of the wheel here. A little later transition here as he fills in outer zone 2, pouring on that left foot brake, but it also sets him up for probably one of the best zone 3 fills of the day so far in qualifying, getting all 3 wheels in there actually, but I think the transition could have been a little later, or a little sooner rather, in the snappier to fill out that zone 4, leaving probably I'm just being nitpicky here, but you know, that's the name of the game here, and we're going to call it like we see it. He said, a little snappy transition there into outer zone 2, completely fills it, pouring on the smoke. I think he's got his gearing, everything down pat there to really make that transition from 2 to 3 really smooth, little wavering. Could have gotten outer zone 4 a little earlier there, but he makes it up for it by filling the rest in, pouring it out.
Backing it in. Joshua Love, what do you think? Is that going to take an 84? No? Let's see.
I think it's going to be close.
Bingo bongo, 84. Look at that. That's the magic number, man. So Joshua Love, look at that X Factor. Ooh, Canadian judge, Lontaine, says, not giving you any of my tokens. No way. Nope.
No
You
withdrawals
got 10 tokens to give away. None, Ryan? Wow. Sheesh, bah humbug, dude. He gets to take home the one that gives out. He doesn't give out. Man. Up in your ivory tower. Judging, watching, look at the baby, look at the baby. Catch an early flight home from St. Louis. People jump into the closet like it's a magic show. No? You know what movie that's from? No. Marcus Castanedis, here we go. Again, a very well-prepped car. No Michael Essa. He's helped him out with this vehicle. Man, looking. I mean, that car's very fluid. Just as I say that, he makes a correction. Front wheels, that outside zone, massive angle. Drift up. Shoots out of outside zone 3 and outside zone 4. He drew up a great line. Let's break it down. What do you think?
So his balance of having angle and momentum just were a little bit off there.
Yeah.
Too much angle for the speed that he didn't have.
Right.
So look at here. I like the initiation. Really thrown in there. Car grips up, leaves outer zone 1 early. Again, get in there. Handbrake. Car's struggling to light off. So last round, I said this was a supercharged V8. This is a nitrous V8 only. So he leaves outer zone 3 early and pours on the angle again to sacrifice more zone fillage there. So I'm not sure what's going on with Catanidis here.
Catanidis.
So looking at the sky here, you can see that nice snappy transition, but the car just gripped up. Here we go, very late transition there. A little better view of that. Completely absent in outer zone 2 now that we take another look. Not very absent again in outer zone 3. It's kind of sets him up for failure in outer zone 2. Swings the car a little too hard and brings it home. So I'm going to have to say this might be like high 60s.
Yeah.
We saw a run that was basically completely absent of all outer zones, and gentleman got a 46. I'm saying since he had a little dash of stuff, like we'd like to say.
It's hooked up, dude.
Yeah,
it's just too hooked up. Yeah, and again,
half that outer zone was handbrake.
Yeah. All right, well, Catanidis, we'll find out. The score's rolling in. Keep rolling.
But survey says
we're in St. Louis.
We are. There's the arc. You ever been on top of the arc?
No,
Me neither.
I'm good. I'm good. 59.33, unfortunately, for Catanidis. He is down there. We'll see if that holds to lock in one of the 24 spots. Yeah, it's like a weird elevator thing that you sit in. Have you done it, Brian? Yeah, it's small, right? So if you're claustrophobic, I'm not claustrophobic, but I'm a big dude. I'm good. What's that? Yeah, 4 people in this weird elevator. Yeah, I'm good. All right, you know what's good? Erick Medici, what do you got? Medici, that mile to wild. 86 BRZ, what did we decide it was?
BRZ.
Yeah. All right, so again, here we go. Nice job. Medici into that third outside zone. I like that. Really well done. Good fluidity. Grabbing into that. Oh, boy.
I think he barely salvaged that to be incomplete.
Was that? I'm seeing him go tablets. I'm seeing him write some things down.
Heads.
Yeah, I always defect out of the gate knee-jerk. Is it chaseable?
Yeah.
I think that was chaseable.
I mean, he kind of got choked up, but here, look at that. The transition there, a lot of speed coming through outer zone 1, and then it kind of falls apart from there just a little bit. I think he was using a little too much left foot braking there. The car was going too slow. Not that we're judging speed, but he did fill the zone out really well here. It's just that the car poured on too much angle and came out of the zone prematurely. Getting through the finish line here. Looking at from the sky, filling out outer zone 1, plenty of smoke here, transition far too late here. He does get filled the zone, unlike last qualifying run we saw here from Catanidis, as we pours on, sacrificing a little bit of angle and transitioning just a little too late there. Filled outer zone 1, but just pouring the angle close to a straightening. The finish line is a little earlier this year, so the judges look like they're tabulating. I think he's safe from an incomplete anyway. Is he safe from being knocked out? That's to be determined.
Went from mild to wild to wild to mild. A little mild sauce there towards the end. Yeah. All right. We'll find out. What do we got? Moving right along here. Just a few more drivers left. About 15 or so, 16 is what I'm seeing. Zach Farrar. You got Blake Olson, Derek Madison. This is his home track, but he said he got into a tussle with that the tire wall earlier. Zach Farrar.
So did he.
Oh, really?
He had a little yard sale of his body kit there out of outer zone 1. A lot of guys doing landscaping.
70.6, not bad.
Yeah.
Not at first glance. So Medici, again, 0 points X factor. So 70.66. Shinchoku S13, great looking car. You know what? Sometimes when we've seen this over the years, again, announcing 20 years. Sometimes when they get an incident with the wall, it's like they shake their whole nervous system, and it's like, all right, now I've done it, let's go.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's how bad it is. All right, now I know the limit.
Right. Yep. Feet first time. Now they're diving in head first. Zach Farrar, Shinchoku, S chassis. Shout out to the factory boys. Here we go. Initiated in that first outside zone. Just barely putting the toe in. So let's go, Zach. Step it up in that second outside zone. Saw that. Did he get in the wall or did he just come out of drift? Okay. Yeah, so like I said, that's kind of one of those moments when you already get into that tussle with the wall, and now you're banging them all. Holy cow. Bouncing around like brick breaker.
Yeah, going back to chaseable
Bing,
lead.
bing, bing, yeah.
It's, that would have been a little less than stellar, we'll call it, to follow that one. But Zach's one of those guys, you know, he's a B&W homie that he's like, he goes ham sandwich right away,
Yep.
and then he finds that limit. So coming up short here, outer zone 1, pouring on the angle here, and kind of sets him up for another failure in outer zone 2 as he bonks the wall here by the link management ECU banners there as he comes into outer zone 3. Flirting with a little bit, feels about, I'd say most of it, and then the late transition, shallow into the wall, gets a piece of outer zone 4, dips a tire in there. Another look at the sky here, coming out of there prematurely and shallow to boot, so he's tipping that front of the car to the Roma strips. You really can't be doing that, otherwise you're not going to get the momentum out of outer zone 2 to set yourself up perfectly for outer zone 3. As you see, he could have been a little deeper there. Surprised he got that deep. That's how he was set up and bonked that wall. I mean, if someone did put that concrete wall in there, he would have been set up pretty, but the course is what it is. There it is, another look at it here. And you know what? He didn't stay in it, but because that wall curves away from the course, he gets away with being able to pull the handbrake and getting into outer zone 4.
Gets that back in. Just rips it on in. All right, Zach Farrar waiting for his score. And again, getting into our top 15 drivers. Up next, Blake Olson, Balake from Las Vegas. 60.66. The bearded Farrar. We'll see if he goes far. All right, up next, pulling up. See him. Great looking BMW. There he is. Another Factory 83 livery. Zone 1. Coro Works, Blake Olson. The Night Vision. TNBC. Blake's a great kid, known him for multiple years. Another Las Vegas 702 resident. Blake Olson, leaving the start line. What do you got for us, Blake? Again, he's on the tracking, man. Big initiation from him. There it is, filling all of it. Really good fluid initiation. Not even seeing the car with all that smoke. Second outside zone, little left foot brake. Ain't hurt nobody into that third outside zone. Man, look at that. I mean, holy cow. He is absolutely just zip tying that gas pedal down, but he just threw too much at it. That last outside zone just flicked it in it. You saw it kind of, and then he's fighting to keep it sideways. So zones 1 through 3, masterclass. Zone 4,
he was right there to have like
bus.
that. Wow, that's what we were looking for going to outer zone 4. But look at how good he filled outer zone 1 here. Good transition here on this angle. You can't quite see how much he filled outer zone 2, but it's definitely filled from my point of view here. Getting outer zone 3, look at this. Completely filled. The paint might be gone, but he's like, yep, I'll fill that zone. No problem here. Awesome flick here. Just didn't have the momentum to keep on filling that zone. That would have been so good if he was able to do that. So another look at the sky here. Decent transition. Could have been a little earlier, but filled it in just enough, I think, for all the points in that zone. Here we go. Nice and fluid. Look at that 3. Makes a nice smooth arc following that wall. It's snappy. And then it wasn't. The car gripped up, but you really can't blame it. He salvaged the run from being incomplete because there was, we were on that teetering edge of it, not of him parking it or spinning out. But look at this in slow motion here. It just fills up that wall with the GT radial smoke here. And the snap, you can see him whipping that wheel back around. And sometimes that car comes around faster than you can react because these cars are just so gripped up.
Very fluid there from Blake Olson until that last outside zone. This is a gentleman, a lot of pressure on his shoulders. This is his home track. Oh, gosh, look how much rubber's laid down there. It looks like an oil slick. Holy cow. All right, what's Blake Olson get? 76.66. Look at that. So, little opportunity in the X Factor, 1.3. Oh, look at that. So, Chris Yule now not giving out his tokens. What's that? What's your excuse? If you don't land it, it doesn't count. That's good. I like that. Dude. Fight for your right to party. I get it, man. It's all good. He's got a leg to stand on. It's
good. I'll give it to him.
Well, he won't. He doesn't give them.
I don't have any tokens to give Jared.
Here we go. Derek Madison, D Mads. All right, this fuel lap technology lives right here. This is backyard. What do we got? Fuel lap F chassis. Dynamite in that first outside zone. Outside zone 2. Look at that. Picking it up. Nice job. Outside zone 2. Good fluidity. Woo! Man, that's good. That was really solid in the outside zone 3. Again, getting a little pumped up there. You know it's a good, getting that trouble strip. So he had gotten the red and white, and as you said, the judges denotes that as basically that's going off course. And if you're in the red and white, imagine that kind of like outside zone 1 when you get in the dirt. Just no dirt there, just the rumble strip.
Look, his car might be good up, but his driving skills definitely aren't. As he comes in there losing all that angle in outer zone 1, sets himself up perfect. Now look at here how well and late he leaves outer zone 2. Set him up so good in outer zone 3. I mean, you couldn't paint a better picture of how to do that. Here we go, snapping it in there just a little too late as the rumble strip takes his bumper and his tire with it. This was an exciting run. If I hadn't seen the extra points, I might just have a talk with these guys. But here we go, outer zone 1 filled. That's where you want to transition into. It could have been maybe a scotch earlier, but look how late he left it. And just made a nice smooth arc, getting it outer zone 3. Good decent amount of angle. Just a little too late on that transition. And the horse taking a little bite out of his car.
Yep. I mean, really good car awareness in outside zone 2 and 3. I feel like he's a cat with whiskers. He's just testing right there, you know, and he just had a sensibility about him.
Yeah, I like that transition. You can see him just pouring on the angle right before getting the snap.
Oh, it looks like he DV'd that back, right, but he continued on. Yeah, just bango bongo.
Yeah, and that was after the finish. It's qualifying. He finished the run. No bubbles, no troubles.
All right, so taking a look at that rumble strip. Yeah, oh boy. Just gonna get a couple guys and.
Luckily they're bolted in. We can swap them out quick.
Yeah, and that was. Yeah, look at that. So that's absolutely going to disrupt a car. So there it is, just exploding the rumble.
I hope they have spares, unless we have to do a little shuffle with ones that might not get hit as much or something like that.
Yep. All right, so yeah, we'll take a short break. We'll have a cleanup here on aisle 4. We're talking about that last outside zone. Thank you so much for joining us. Matt Sofa here in the booth. I'm Jared Dienda. Don't go anywhere. We've got a few more drivers. Got, how many? 13 more. When we come back, Derek Madsen with an 85. An 85. Well done. D. Mads, like I said, a lot of pressure, but he rose to the occasion. 3.33. So you said it. Oh, look at that. Ooh, 6 from Mule. He liked it.
All right, no talks happening.
Yep, yeah. All right. So here we go. We'll get a cleanup here on aisle 4 when we come back. Some more Link Engine Management ProSpec qualifying. Don't go anywhere. Sorensen. She leads the pack with 85.3. I thought it was 84. No? All right. Well, when we come back, we'll find out. Don't go anywhere.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy. Let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime! Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome to the streets of Long Beach. Look at that. It is a beautiful day here in Southern California.
K&N, the official performance air filter of Formula Drift.
NGK makes ignition coils. Why? Because we prefer a running partner that can keep pace. We know ignition, and since our spark plugs don't run alone, we put some of our energy and expertise into making better coils. NGK ignition coils are engineered to OE durability and performance. And because we race to win, we improve the design, testing, and validation of our coils for better performance. NGK spark plugs and coils, better together.
This is Torque Motorsport.
Driving too fast, I don't wanna wait. We driving the days, we stepping in late. Nothing but bond and feel the tape. Let's be alive, but we gonna skate. Let's be alive, but we gonna
Holy
skate. You wanted to ride, you wanted to ride.
I can't wait.
Rockstar energy. Gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
If you're a sucker for hatchbacks like I am, this car might just absolutely feed your diet. This hot hatchback, the 2024 GR Corolla Circuit Edition, available for only around 1,600 units in North America. Now, keep in mind, this is a 3-cylinder, 1.6-liter all-wheel drive hatchback that has 300 horsepower. Yeah, that's right, nearly 300 foot-pounds of torque. Man, blue flame, ice cap, colors might sound cool, but this is a hot hatchback. The GR86 Trueno Edition. Same engine that comes in the GR86, but now we've hopped up the brakes. If speed kills, well, brakes give life, right? Comes in either the iconic white and black, the Panda scheme, or you got the track red. The Toyota Supra, an icon amongst JDM cars. Well, Toyota has now created the 2024 Toyota GR Supra 45th anniversary. That's right, 900 units available. Mikan Blast, 450, or you got Absolute Zero, only 450 of those. So 900 units in total. To denote this car is the 45th anniversary and change it up a little bit, a rear adjustable wing, also on the corners, matte black finish on the wheels, and black brake calipers. Toyota, 45th anniversary. Happy birthday.
Three-time Formula Drift champion Jared Deanda behind the camera right there, the voice of Formula Drift, Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Oslo. I'll show you a few things.
Look, leave it to the professionals, bro.
Okay. All right, Mom, Dad, it's been nice knowing you.
I'm making you nervous? Now, I'm just going to leave it to the professionals. You,
Okay.
Castro, Yushi, and Turk. It's been real. I got to go announce.
Like this stuff you can't do.
What's up, guys? Odie Buckshees here. So from 2022 into this season, I made some massive changes. I was running a 2-car team, my pro car and the PROSPEC car driven by Ivan Bogovic. We just wanted to really step it up. We had a good formula and we just scaled it up. Now going into 2023, I'm running a 3-car team. My S15 driven by me, Simon Olsen's driven a pro car that's a brand new build, and the PROSPEC car is being driven by Ben Hobson. So far, we're having a great time. The cars are dialed, they're running great. We did so much work in the off season, getting them up to the competitive spec that they are. All the drivers got multiple test days, so we're coming in swinging. So even though I've tasked myself with being a team manager of 3 cars, I am still the driver of one of those cars. I still have to carry the burden of being ready as a driver, and also the burden of making sure that all 3 cars are running. I got a great team behind me, but I gotta make sure everyone's working together. It's this kind of stuff that keeps me going. It's what gets me out of bed. Just always continuously improving and building on this business model. It's a bit of a challenge, but it's also that energy that I need. It's kind of what I live for. So I'm very much looking forward to running all 3 cars this season, and we'll see where it goes into multiple seasons. One of the other big changes going into this season is the title sponsor. Now the title sponsor is my company, Fuel Suspension, and I'm absolutely thrilled to have it on all the cars. Ben Hobson's car is the Pedal Commander car. Fuel Suspension's still a very big presence on the car, but my car and Simon's car, Fuel Suspension's title. So feels great to pump my own brand and just put it in front of everyone's face and let everyone see how involved Fuel Suspension is in motorsports, how involved they are on my team and so many other teams that we help out here at Formula Drift. Going into this season, I also changed tire brands. I am now running GT Radial, which is an amazing tire. We were blown away when we went testing. And it really helps that all 3 cars are on GT Radial. For example, if we change tire pressure throughout the day because it's getting cooler and it's gripping up, Simon could be maybe the first one that notices that, and he could tell me while I'm waiting to do my battle, and vice versa. So overall, it's amazing to be firstly on GT Radial and for all 3 cars to be able to be on the same tire. And I'm very much looking forward to fighting hard all season long and just putting on a great show for you guys. Make sure to check out our cars on the Throttle app. See you guys later.
I'm Jared Deanna, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Ryan Sage. Ryan, we have a beautiful day, a great track.
I guess it's a win-win in way you look at it, but man, this is gonna be...
Oh! Chris loses it!
Oh, and Darren McNamara, what happened? Oh, Jared! Kyle McCory drops the tire right there. Oh!
Ninja as Millen's pushing hard, and look at this! Pushing way too hard.
This corner right here.
Oh, blazing speed, and he hits the outside rear clipping zone.
Just looking hot, 59 miles per hour.
Oh!
Conrad Grunwald slams into the tire wall.
I would like to see us continue to kind of move on the trajectory that we're on and continue to sell out events, grow the drivers and their programs, grow our audience, our live stream viewership, all the things that are important to us as a business. I'd love to see that continue to grow. And at the same time, what's important is that people are achieving their dreams.
Of the light strip, the next variation is replacing the old version. The old version was basically a binary setup that was on-off once it triggered a decel threshold. The new version, with the individually addressable LEDs that they provided us, give us the ability to visually show acceleration in a color, a neutral state, and slightly slowing down, and then the decel threshold. So now we... The evolution in this light strip was due to the ability of Type S and their individually addressable LEDs that they provided us, give us the ability to visually show acceleration in a color, a neutral state, and slightly slowing down, and then the decel threshold. So now we have a much more graphical representation of the vehicle momentum and the movement than we've ever been able to have before. The judges define areas that the drivers are allowed to decel in. In theory, with last year's light, in those zones is when the binary light would come on. Now with this one, you'll be able to see they're decreasing, or they're in a neutral state, or they're starting to decel a little bit more, or they're braking really hard. Okay, so if you imagine these lights placed vertically on the windshield. So this would be where the windshield banner is placed, where it normally says Formula Drift, right at the edge of the top of the roof. And this is where the hood begins. So as you're sitting in a neutral state, they will be blue. If you started to decelerate, it gradually starts turning yellow, moves its way down till it's halfway through the strip, and then it hits the visual decel threshold that we used last year, and the strip entirely turns red. Obviously, you start speeding back up again, you get back to your neutral state, and now you're starting to accelerate, out of the corner or down the track. It starts at the bottom, and the more you accelerate, it's just like it's pulling you back in the seat, the more it goes up, and then it goes straight back down to the neutral state. A lot of the external perception, or even how the judges think people drive, isn't necessarily how they drive. Especially in the rain events, you can see the people modulating and maybe being dead nuts smooth because they're working it so smooth, the car's being smooth. But as soon as you start bobbing and weaving, you're gonna see these big transitions. You can't necessarily see it from the outside a lot of the time, but the drivers know what it feels like inside. But from the outside, you're like, that looks like it's fine. And inside, they're working really hard to make it happen. So what we're looking at here is we're actually connected via PC Link, which is the Link engine management software. Currently, we just have a throttle position sensor connected. So here's a digital version, dial version, and a bar graph version of that. This actual data is being exported to our unit, which this is the circuit board that I developed for doing this project. Brings in the CAN data, that brings it back out, and we can show that here on this screen. Taking this with a math formula, you actually get this number, and we can see that these numbers actually correlate. I can use my board to output to these individually addressable LEDs.
Thank you to Kevin Wells on that wonderful explanation there of utilizing those Type S lights. Speaking of Kevin Wells and our Formula Drift crew, you could see, so that rumble strip was added this year. It defines the edge of the course. Also, I know in previous years, when cars continually go off course, it starts creating a rut, and that way it would, it could cause a debeat or cause, injury to the car or anything like that. But now, the rumble strip that's been implemented, now it's causing damage, so it got tore up. So that one segment of it, that's what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, it's funny when in any road racing, when you go off course and go in the grass, the car actually goes faster sometimes.
Right. Yeah, it's slick. So, well, still cleaning that up, making sure what we got to do here. Hopefully we can find another piece, bolt that thing right down, or are we bringing cable out here? Is that what's going on? Okay. Okay.
That's a secondary operation.
Okay, yeah. I was like, what is going on out here? All right, so you can see a lot of fingers being pointed, people assessing the situation, hands on hips, but we are going to get this done and completed, and we will complete our qualifying, see who's going to be locked in for our top, again, 24. We have 13 more drivers left, and then the second run of, again, do the math, 24, 39, what's that come out to?
Carry
15 drivers. Yeah. So right now, again, this is, again, unofficial, but I always like to say that because then tabulations come in. Earlier, it was denoted that Amanda had an 84.33. It was actually an 85.3. So, again, we always say unofficially till all of the judging has been completed, but Amanda Sorensen leads the pack. It's Derek Madison there in second, and his spotter was in there. He's like, hey, I just want to make sure, but I'm stoked to get out there. The car was in pieces. So Derek Madison absolutely enthralled that he is in the mix in a major way. So again, the ticker will keep on rolling here at Formula Drift, round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. We'll again get that rumble strip piece back in there, and we'll continue on with qualifying. Don't go anywhere. Matt Sopa, Jared Dienda, your tour guides here for round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship.
With Adam. So Adam, we know that you're sharing a car with Vaughn this year for FD. How did that all come about?
This year, I knew it was going to be a challenge for me. We figured out one of my favorite things in the world that I've ever done. We did an event in Ireland last year. I want to do more of them this year, but I also knew that doing that in addition to a full season of FD and all the other stuff going on in my life, I probably would have ran myself into the ground. But FD is really important to me, and I didn't want to give it up completely. And it so happened to work that Vaughn wanted to come back to FD, but because of his own obligations that he has and the own things that he wants to do with his family and his personal time, he couldn't commit to a full season. So we were able to put our heads together and figure out a way to share a car this season so I can still compete, and I'm very excited for that, and he gets to come back as well.
Nice. So technically, can you guys win a championship together?
I don't think we are in the runnings for the points championship. Maybe there's like a car championship or something, but driver-wise, like I don't think it would be possible. Even if one of us won all 4 rounds, I don't think we could win the championship.
Okay. Now you mentioned your world tour. Now last year I think you only had 1 of those. How many do you have this year?
This year we have 4. So we're going to Australia, Ireland, New Jersey, and Canada. And for me, it's just kind of a way to bring a lot of new eyes to drifting, have fun with some of my favorite drivers across the world, and you know, it's laid back. It's still competition, but it's just like everything that I love about drifting, and I get to go travel to places I want to go.
It's LZ domination right there, guys. So, Adam, I noticed that you got the 2023 team shirts. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I mean, the shirt's just based on the livery this year. I'm running with the same partners as last year. Great companies, Nitto, BC Racing, Pennzoil, NGK, NTK, Optima, Type S, Funhaver, of course Ford, and it's awesome to have so many amazing companies support our program.
Absolutely. So which ones are the races that you're going to be in FD that everyone can watch you at?
I will be at Long Beach, I will be at Orlando, E-Town, and St. Louis.
You guys heard it first. Thanks so much. Keep watching.
Not since 2005 has the Formula Drift Championship been to the Midwest. But with the addition of Gateway Motorsports Park as a new venue for 2018, the Midwest fans are going to be treated to some of the best drifting in the world. Very fast and very aggressive is Chelsea DeNofa on initiation. Moves it out of the way, and here comes Chelsea DeNofa.
First battle against Forsberg in the top 16. I got into him and just stayed committed through there. I certainly wasn't going to stop, so we'll see what happens.
Massive angle from Vaughn getting Jr. now into that final outside zone. Wow, punting third in the next battle. Chelsea DeNofa initiates. Definitely not flirting with the dirt there. Now into that second. There's only 8 rounds. With the championship in sight, Irwindale is just around the corner.
You've been doing a lot of driving in different countries. What's going on with that?
So I've kind of put a weird theory together in my head. First of all, the more driving I drive, it gets me more seat time.
Right.
The seat time will allow me to become more comfortable in different situations. So that seems to be like kind of my main reason. But what I've also figured out is, as far as sponsors and sponsor relationships, I've really found all of my sponsors randomly running into people along the way.
Really?
And that seemed to be kind of a common theme with us. And it seemed to be more natural that way too, and a lot easier to move forward with it. Like, it's actual partnerships. You actually work with them. They travel with you. You do like fun experiences, and it tends to be a more authentic build and an authentic result in the end. You actually want to help each other the whole way. Sending an email and be like, I hope someone responds to me. Most of the time you get ghosted and you never hear anything back from them.
Well, you know what? It's kind of interesting to hear that that's actually happened to you, because a lot of people try and go to sponsors, and it's not a very easy thing to do. So I think the best thing, like you said, is just more seat time, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think seat time puts you in front of the right people at the right time. I think that's kind of what it all comes down to.
So where are you going to be next?
So we just got back from New Zealand, and we're in Ireland. And our next project is actually in Poland.
Wow.
So we're going to be going to Poland. We're going to be working with NOITE, which is another like large YouTuber. and a whole team out there and be part of something super cool. I can't really say what it is yet, but we will be at next level out there in Poland shortly. If you want to get into sport a little bit heavier, or you want to learn more about drifting, check out the videos we did with Throttle. They're down below in the playlist, and there'll be more videos added all the time. Enjoy.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Forsberg, 3-time Formula Drift champion, and we're here at Formula Drift, and I have actually been doing Formula Drift events since the very beginning. Road Atlanta 2004 was my very first event 20 years ago, and we went all the way to the finals that first round, and we've been punching on to the podium box every year ever since. It is just an awesome time to be out here and competing still to this day and pushing for championships. But you know, our fun doesn't stop just here. We go out on track with our other friends like Ryan Turk and Alex Jager doing grid life events, you know, doing ride-alongs and demos and things in my 4-seater Ultimaniac, because you know, drifting is, you know, it's very much about Formula Drift and the competition aspect, but I got into drifting for the fun of it, and so we still try and have fun with drifting to this very day. So for those of you that are looking to get into drifting, I got 3 tips I tell everybody, and that is you get yourself a rear-wheel drive car, and the first 3 miles, that's the best bang for your buck, is a diff, seat, and coilovers. The diff will actually lock your rear wheels, very important to get that car to slide. A seat actually seems like something you wouldn't really get at first, but for me, when you're getting the feel of a car, you really want to be able to feel the car and be held in that car nice and tight so you can get control of the wheel and not let that thing throwing you all about. And then coilovers is a nice mod that will just lower the center of gravity, stiffen up the chassis with a heavier spring rate, and make the car a little bit more controllable to get you around the course and have a good time drifting. From there, going into more of a Pro-Am, Pro-Spec round, you're gonna be slowly doing upgrades to the drivetrain. It's nice to start out with a car that has a pretty beefy drivetrain in it, like a V6 setup or V8 setup, to save you money from doing a big swap. However, swap kits are getting more and more affordable. So the best advice I can give you is to not overbuild your car and get seat time, because without seat time, you're not going to become a better driver. And people get very caught up in trying to make the best drift car possible and thinking that that's going to be the solution to being a better driver. But if you don't ever get to drive it, how's that going to happen?
And we have repaired the track, the rumble strip here in outside zone 4. There it is. There's a little shot. Arrow, there it is. Arrow's going the wrong way.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's like an Independence Day. It's like, oh, let's do this without the oops.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so track, thank you for your patience. Obviously, a little track maintenance. And saw Connor O'Sullivan get the ball earlier in that left corner. Got towed off. But looks like up to snuff now. Connor O'Sullivan.
Got Jonathan Hurst spotting for him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The pride of Paducah. Put some dirt on it. Everything's fine. Never forget. All right, here we go. Connor O'Sullivan in that RTS BMW. And clear to send. We're back at it like a track addict. Through that chicane. Here we go. Connor O'Sullivan into that first outside zone. Gets in there just a little bit. Could definitely be deeper. And that set. Oh boy. You know, you wonder what kind of tricks your mind plays on you when you get iced. With this longer delay, you're ready to go. And says, hold up. But right now, works it out. Loses that back bumper, the lid. Oh my gosh, loses almost half the car out back. So Connor O'Sullivan goes through the paces.
Yeah, I did a little part deletion there towards the end of the run, so I like how I powered through a nice little flick. I don't even think he used the handbrake to initiate, but he could have gotten a little deeper there in outer zone 1. Way late in the transition here. You can see if that wall followed that curve of that zone, he would have been deep into that wall. He would have been a totally different story here as he transitions out to 3. Leaves prematurely. Kind of a little leggy transition, but honestly, it was timed really well. And he matched that radius, the back end of his car into outer zone 4 from the wall. Look at from the sky here. Just about filling outer zone 1 shallow there, though. But look at that. See, if that wall was extended there, he would have been right in that car just about off there. So he made a nice line from outer zone 2 and 3. Came out of it early, but I did like this transition as risky as it looked. I believe the rules were rewritten so that if in qualifying, that's not an incomplete if you lose some items such as the trunk and stuff. So,
yep,
there it is, getting escorted off the track, sir.
Yep. The pit area here covered, fortunately. This is in center of the track. All right, waiting for the score of O'Sullivan.
Yeah, you can see here, Jared, how deep it gets in that outer zone early. That would have been, he was 2 wheels off there according to the zone paint there, and it could have been a disaster. So he does fill out the run here. Maybe a little X factor here. I would give him some points there. That's, you know, that's hard to do, to match that radius, especially with this course, how it's designed. So hopefully they'll give him some tokens, as he's been saying.
All right, let's see what score we got. Just a little over 10 drivers left for their first run. Looks like Austin coming up, Austin Mata. And crawling on in, it comes a score of 69. Nice. Connor O'Sullivan slides into 20th position. All right, here's Austin Mata, S chassis, getting ready to leave the start line. Okay, let's see what Austin's got. He had some great runs earlier in practice, definitely putting it down. So let's see what he's got here when it counts. Under that first outside zone, good fluidity, really hammering down. A lot of handbrake there as he enters in that second zone. See if he sets himself up for success. Yes, he does. Gets an outside zone 3. Really sticking it to the wall. Well done, Mata. And now in that last outside zone, again, another quick little yank of that handbrake. Yeah, I want to get that bird's eye view in the last outside zone, but definitely a feverish run there for Austin.
Yeah, he was kind of flirting with our 2-move maximum initiation there coming up, so we'll kind of see that as we take another look at his run here. So you're going to do 1, and then your initiation is technically the second move, but there's a little cut there, so here we go. Nice zone filled, zone 1 filled really well there, grabbing a whole bunch of handbrake there, but filling out outer zone 2 and through a nice curve coming in outer zone 3. Could have been used a little more momentum, but he comes out of the zone nice and deep. Good transition there, but the car kind of gripped up. You can see the handbrake there is trying to extend it, but it just didn't have enough momentum to continue filling that zone. Another look here from the sky, you'll kind of see that wiggle waggle here as he initiates, so kind of flirting with that rule, the judges. I don't think it was enough to be a deficit there, so he filled it really well here. Outer zone 2 filled really well as well. Bringing it on there nice and smooth into 3. Could have stayed in a little deeper there. It would have set him up a little bit better for, he could have gotten a little more speed out of the car if he stayed in outer zone 3, transition later, and used that momentum to fill all 4 instead of leaving it early as the car gripped up. Taking another view here, you can see him filling outer zone 2 there just perfectly. Pouring on the throttle, and here's the results.
And drum roll, please. Mata with an 80.33, slides into 6th. So 80.33, 0.6 in the X factor. I would have given him a little more. I would have given him a little bit more there. I think that outside zone 2 to 3, I liked that execution.
Yeah.
All right, up next, we got Cody Buchanan. Cody Buchanan. There are points at stake for qualifying, and you know, we've seen the championship come down, but number 1 qualifier gets 3 points, which doesn't sound like a lot when you get 100 points for first, but that differentiation, you know, I mean, look at 3 times 4 if you get number 1 qualifier, 4 points right there. So everyone counts. Here comes Cody Buchanan, SRD Nissan 350Z, in a second outside zone, really hop, skipping, and jumping his way through the course. That 3rd outside zone comes up short. Does not get out there. Big angle from him. Almost kind of backs it in there, loops it, but holds on to it.
Yeah, it's one of those runs, Jared, where I really liked the initiation. I'm like, that is what I wanted to see. As we come around the track here, the initiation was a big 2 move. So we'll take a look here. Look at using almost all the run in here. That's what I like to see. Get that tail out, use the momentum, bring the tail in, filling that zone in. I was like, all right, here we go. Buchanan's in the seat, and then we got some corrections here coming in outer zone 2, and then 3. He gets in there, not at all. I thought from live, I thought he was there, but in a little look, it was completely absent. And then the transition was a little late and had some corrections in outer zone 4, left it early, leaving a lot of points on the table here for his run. And now we're in that bubble area where it's all the points are going to matter here to get in the top 24, so you don't have to do another run here. So just look at that sweet initiation. Fill that zone. Could have been transitioned a little later, or a little earlier, excuse me, to fill out that zone, but he did fill it all the way, pouring on the smoke here, and the car gripped up, didn't have enough wheel speed, whatever the case may be, but transitioned in the wrong spot there, didn't have enough momentum to carry the amount of angle he put into the car to fill that zone to get all the points.
All right, Cody Buchanan, 74.33, a 74.33 for Buchanan. Locksmith a 16, so that should hold him in one of those top 24 spots. Now, this is the young buck, man. Again, 15 years old. 15 years old, man. Just a big talent here. You know, made his debut in Atlanta. Just definitely piqued a lot of people's interest. Was down on horsepower. Now they figured it out, and I mean, an absolute weapon in Jersey.
Yeah, it's like we said, that course was a little simplified compared to St. Louis, but he's going to be at a little bit of disadvantage here. I was talking to him earlier. He didn't get the new car ready. He was this close.
That's right.
So this car doesn't have a quick change, or they're stuck with the gears they got in the back.
Oh, wow.
It's only got 450 horse on nitrous, or 480 or something like that. So let's see what we get.
All right, Jaden, let's see what you got. Here we go. Jaden coming down. Big initiation for the young buck. Good young Jaden Jackson Performance Corvette. Very fluid. Beautiful exhaust note coming through in that third outside zone. I mean, just some good massaging, just very fluid. Unfortunately, comes out a little bit of that outside zone 4.
Yeah, what I loved about his run is we knew he's kind of at a disadvantage here with the power and the grip and the gears, but he hit it really well, and you can see this here. The car almost did a 4-wheel slide, like coming out of zone 1, it filled it more as he put on that brake there, pouring on the angle. He's not letting that horsepower deter his style. He's putting more angle in the car. A little boop there, I kind of missed there on the live there, but as you can see here, he's really trying to get that car out there as he's kind of limited with his power, but he does a good job transitioning into the outer zone 4, coming a little short, but he's putting on that angle, so he's giving about as much X factor as he can given the limitations here, but hats off to him for sure. Filling that outer zone 1, pouring on the angle, good transition. He's checking the boxes enough. I think this is going to be a very solid run for him, and right here is going to be a factor in competition in how he's filling that outer zone 3. It doesn't have as much momentum and speed as the other cars that we've seen. I did have the opportunity to see Hobson chase him during practice in that, and you can tell it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle for Jaden when the competition comes tomorrow.
All right, let's see what Jaden's got. Yeah, like you said, just down in the horsepower. It's unfortunate. What's his new car? Oh, there it goes. 73.66. 73.66 for Jaden. So still being a 20th, he's kind of, you know, we'll see if that holds, because we still got 9 more drivers, and again, we work our way from the bottom to the top, so you know what kind of talent is coming up. We'll see. Speaking of talent, Andy Haitley, the drift wizard, he's having a lot of fun. A lot of fun this season, and even just over the years, he's definitely a fun driver to watch. Let's see how he handles here in St. Louis. Andrew Haitley, straight line approach, boom, going right for the outside zone. Quick little transition. You saw the wheels kind of correct, goes back at it into the second outside zone. Precision driving. Ooh, you saw that. See that quick little flick, and outside zone 3, and then finally 4 gets in the rumble strips. And there we go. So not the tidiest, could definitely tighten it up.
Yeah, the initiation straight up, you know, like what I want to see these guys swinging that thing almost full lock one way to initiate. So it's just a really simple handbrake, but got to give it to him for that filling out of zone 1, and the timing of that transition was really good. Filling out of zone 2, except he could have stayed in there longer, made a longer arc, and filled that out of zone 3. I know he's got the power and the talent to swing it out there, so he's going to have little points on the board there left on the table. So filled out of zone 1. I really like that transition coming from 3 into 4. You know, flirting with that wall here. Pouring on the angle here in outer zone 1. Taking another look here. Max angle. He pours in a little bit before transitioning. Just stabs the handbrake and stabs the left foot brake. And here we go. He's sacrificing a little angle. You know, car's doing a little wiggle, but here I think he polishes it up a little bit. Nice transition. He might have gotten the rumble strips, but he made it look really good.
right, Haley. Does he knock down Jaden? Is that enough? Again, Amanda Sorensen still holding firm with that 85. But still, just our high current points leaders. Could they knock her down? I mean, we got Rudy Hansen, Hobson, Cole Richards. Hobson hasn't won an event, but just always a contender. And 78.6, 78.6. So leaving still those X Factor points on the table. Andy Haley. Moving on to our next run. Taking a look, and it's Jack Davis. Deechworks BMW E30 6. Let's see what Jack's got for us. Quick little counter into that first outside zone. I saw you give a little head nod, Matt. You like that initiation here into the second outside zone. Works the wheel in. Very well done. Big counter. You can see how much angle he's got. And very smoothly into the third outside zone. Could be a little bit deeper, but just put a score on the board. Oh, hits and quits that last outside zone 4.
Yeah, like you said, Jared, that's what I want to see initiation.
Yeah.
Must have heard me or something, but that's what I'm looking for. If you want to see an X Factor, that's what you got to do. Nice flick, get the tires going, get them lit off, and fill in that zone. Nice, good angle. Really good transition here. Stabbing the handbrake just a little bit, fill in the zone. I felt like he could have stayed in a little later. He drew the arc a little too sharp. I think that's why he didn't fill out outer zone 3 as well as he could have. Now, looking at this transition, lined up perfect, but the car just gripped up, didn't have enough wheel speed, whatever it may be, drew the wrong line, just came out of outer zone 4 too early. So there we go, lighting off into outer zone 1. Forward on the smoke here. Let's look at this transition. Brings it back in the car. Could have been a little snappier in my opinion, but yeah, it filled the zone. It set him up really good for success on 2, 3, not so much, but he'll definitely get some points there. And coming in outer zone 4, pouring a little too much angle there, and it forced him to leave it a little early.
Pour some angle on me.
One-hand drummer, right?
Right, yeah. One-handed drummer.
I used to drum.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a drummer.
I used to eat drumsticks. I had some last night.
No
I'm more of a drumstick and not a flat guy. Yeah. Or ice cream. Ice cream drumsticks. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I'm an idiot.
Did you have a beat laboratory? Just went over your head. Step Brothers, dude. Come on. All right, here we go. 78 for Jack Davis. Look at that. Cool as a cucumber. Jack Davis slides into 10th and shaking things up. All right. What do we got here, Matt? Farouk Kawhi, man. I'll tell you what. He really just put down one heck of a heater in Jersey. He had a great weekend in Jersey. A smile on his face. His lovely wife and daughter at home cheering him on from the Bay Area. And here we go. Originally from Turkey. Farouk Kawhi, English Oil, S chassis. Another 2J exhaust note coming out into that first outside zone. Let's see what we got Farouk in that second, very smooth. Smooth like butter or silk, whichever you prefer. In that third outside zone goes Farouk Kawhi. Nice job. Now how are we going to do that last outside zone? Little straight line. You saw some hesitation. What was that? Oh, he was glitchy there. Definitely glitched out. Something happened there.
Anyway,
that was interesting on that last outside zone, man.
Yeah, he just came up a little short, so we'll get there. So good job filling out zone 1. He could have been a little deeper there, pouring out a lot of angle. I got to give him that for sure. Get a lot of points for the angle. Could have over zone 2. Could have left a little later here and get deeper into that outer zone 3. Kind of saw that same kind of arc from Jaden with a lot less horsepower, but here you go. He just grabbed the handbrake a little too long, and then the car just about over-rotated. You know, I was kind of flirting in my head about if that might have been an inchaseable lead run, but I'm not going to go with that. So taking another look at the angle here, you can see him getting a full lock there before transitioning, grabbing handbrake, Probably use a little left foot braking there as he gets out of outer zone 2. Just not carrying that momentum in outer zone 3, leaves it early. And so since he transitioned so late, he had no room to transition. There was just no speed in the car, and he just had to, you know, drive the car with what he had and where he put it on himself.
All right. Nathaniel Chen making his way. Kazuya Taguchi spotter. Again, another driver that's going to, you know, mind share and utilize the resources that's given to him. Here he is in PROSPEC. He spots for Kazuya Taguchi. We've seen some great things from Kazuya. Last year he won. So, you know, they're sharing some great assets, some feedback, basically what the track's like. Also, the track's going to change, you know, when it gets, I wouldn't say cooler, but it gets darker.
Cool enough where, yeah, it's going to change.
All right, so a 67.66. Ooh, that's going to hurt. So he's going to have a second run. Honestly, it was that last outside zone that really just flubbed it. It's going to be that kind of party. I'm going to slow-mo in the last outside zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he'll get another crack at it, though. So
look at Sorensen leading it. Yes, Amanda Sorensen with 85.33, narrowing out. D-Mads got love with an 84. Kanapik and Nanimata. These guys and gals are in it. So Haley and Davis in the 10th. Some great scores. Good driving.
Good tight grouping.
Yeah, really good. All right, Malvasio, Olsen, Miles, and again, the bottom 8. So the top 24 are locked. So O'Sullivan, Talaska, Farouk, who we just saw, Farrar, Gatlians, Chestnuts. They are going to have to go to their second run. We lock in the top 24 and the remaining drivers, which right now, 39. So again, 15 drivers are vying for 8 spots.
Oh, it's going to be, yeah.
Hickory dickory duck. That's
not a position you want to be in.
Nah, not at all. So, all right, here we go from Virginia. He's from Vienna, not Austria though. Vienna, Virginia. Nathaniel Chen coming in. Nice big entry, smoky transition to that second outside zone. Hops his way to the second outside zone. Good fluidity there. Works his way out to that outside zone, the latter portion of outside zone 3, and then gets into it. Oh no, that's going to disrupt. Oh, what a bummer for Chen. Throws him off.
Well, I see tabulations going on, so
yeah.
I don't think it's unchaseable, but that was looking like a real heater there.
Almost
look at this initiation. Right? Yeah, exactly. So he filled that outer zone 1, could have poured a little more angle in it in here. Transitioned in good time. Outer zone 2 filled. He had a little wavering here, and I feel like you got to find that balance where you can take angle out of the car but not make it obvious. And his transition here was just a little late and no room for it. And it set him up really. Look at that thing whipping around here, getting in outer zone 1, pouring on the GT radial smoke as he comes in here. Transitions real nice in outer zone 2. Minimal corrections. You can kind of see a little handbrake there. The car kind of hopping in the front here, a little wavering in the outer zone 3, but he filled it in nice. And this squirt fell apart, unfortunately. Just hung on to that angle too late, and then he almost, I think he beat it there too, but not a factor in qualifying if that happens. If you can finish the run, that's okay, but it's definitely going to be a huge deficit in the score.
All right, continuing on, waiting for Nate's score and 5 more drivers, notably Brutsky, Jager, Richards, Hobson, and Hansen. There it is, the multiple champion of PROSPEC, Drift HQ, Mr. Never Settled, Dmitry Brutsky, warming up his tires.
One of the few purebred BMWs we got in the PROSPEC field, Jared. Sandbag Mommy also has a BMW engine under the hood of his BMW. Yeah.
Who'd have thought? Yeah, a lot of them buying for 2Js or LS.
Yeah.
But a wildly popular vehicle, the BMWs, from E36s to E46s. You know, the parts are readily available, you know, such as at Drift HQ or, you know, FCP Euro. And it just, I mean, but just all the aftermarket stuff. Some suspension components are widely available. You have a lot of different options.
They're just big Legos.
Yeah. All right, just snuck in, but will that hold? We will see. Nate Chen, again, and should be told, we will be taking the better score of the 2. So 71.66, that could still hold to be in one of those bottom spots, but obviously you want to better it. I mean, the highest you can get is 25 in the upper sector. So Dmitry Brutsky, HQ BMW, comes out of the gate swinging, literally in that first outside zone. Looking very calm in that cockpit. You see that? We're talking about hitting a beehive and swatting them all the way. No, not the case here. Really very smooth, good input. feeding the wheel. See how it transitions. Last outside. Oh, short sheets again.
What's going on here, Jared?
I don't know. I mean, is it that the bright white, replacement rumble strip? Like, it's too white. Blinded by the white.
I think the clouds went away and now the fear came back, or I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Everybody's coming up short on that last outside zone.
Let's take a look at Brutski's initiation here. Nice little whip there, getting in outer zone 1. On the foot brake there, almost throughout the whole outer zone 1 as he flips it in outer zone 2. You can kind of tell the car is nice and settled. I believe he's set himself up in outer zone 3. Still using that left foot brake, filling out the whole zone. You can see a little smoke there from the front right. Nice little transition, but way too early, way too soft. It just
too
he needed to time that. I've seen him do better in practice. I expected better, so I like the initiation. It seems to be tapering off, and these runs extra outer zone 3 after outer zone 3. You can see it looks like a little bump there, like kind of what we saw in Jersey here, but you can tell the car is kind of loaded up. This is on that left foot brake, getting outer zone 3. When he transitions, you can see him feeding that wheel, but it was like he lost track of where the track was. It was about 5 feet short of the zone there. We're in America.
Alex Jaeger. Alex Jaeger coming up. Coming to us from New Jersey with a 74 Brutski. Oh boy, so will that hold?
Is on the bubble now?
I think so. You can see the ticker up top. Sorensen, Madison, Love. So Kanapik and top 5 rounded out by Jeff Donati. So we'll see. With 3 more drivers left. Excuse me, 4 more drivers, including Alex Jaeger. The NOS Energy Drink, Nissan Z. All right, Alex Jaeger pulling up to the start line. All right, let's see what Jaeger could do. Again, I know he's very familiar with the put it decently down. Love to get on the box. Here we go, Alex Jaeger, very quick, rapid initiation. Piquing the interest of our judges. Good transition to outside zone 2, very smooth, look at that. Outside zone 3, deep. Here's a shovel, he can dig it. Into that last outside zone goes Alex Jaeger. And there I see, again, outside zone 4. Didn't fill all of it, definitely was the deepest of the last few recent qualifying runs, but Jaeger, everybody rock solid. I mean, Alex is really solid on the first 3.
Yeah, we're going to take a walk over to those spotters and be like, hey, you guys got to fill these things up, man. But kind of a middle of the road initiation, but the speed and momentum he was carrying through outer zone 1 was fantastic. Good transition here to outer zone 2. Very little wavering as he draws that arc into outer zone 3. Beautifully done. I couldn't say that he could have left it later, but he did a good transition here, but the car just poured a little too much angle in there and fell out of the zone a little early. Very solid run from Jaeger here. Take another look, little whip in there, fill that outer zone 1. You can hear that VR just singing in there with those twin turbos as we get into outer zone 2. Little left foot brake, you can kind of see it upset the car. It's amazing how some of these cars, it's very obvious that they do. Besides seeing the wheel lock up and that whole car kind of roll over on itself. Here's the transition to outer zone 4. He was flirting with it the whole way though, so it just poured on a little more angle and he could have felt a little better later on.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Taking a look at Cole Richards at Richards Racing, Coro Works. Young talent, man. Again, just a short couple years, and here he is competing in PROSPEC. And bingo, 84.33. Alex Jaeger confidently assuming that 3rd position, 84.33. Look at that, 4, 4, and 2. Being a,
I'll be darned.
Yeah. Well, I'll be darned. Here we go. Cole Richards warming him up. The Coro Works FRS. All right, so let's take a look at that cutoff line. So here's who's on the bubble. So again, Jaden, Rawlings, and Brutski. They're on the bubble because there's 3 drivers left. So Brutski, Rawlings, and Hunter Ronham. All right, here we go. All right, Coro Works. Cole Richards comes through that first outside zone. Big, massive angle. Look at this. Yo, look at that flick back. Oh, has to unwind a little bit there. So comes up a little bit short. trying to be aggressive, trying to win here in qualifying, man. Get that #1 spot into that last outside zone. Grips up again.
What's going on here, boys?
What is the deal?
Robbie Nishida's he's more upset than us.
Judges are mocking me now. Mock. C.
Yeah.
C. Oh,
now, what was
man.
that thing that Chris was saying about X Factor? If you don't land it, that's
Yeah.
kind of what happened there.
Yeah.
But let's take a look. Nice little flick here.
Gotta
Initiate
land
the
it.
outer zone 1. Could have been a little bit deeper as we've seen. Here we go. Pouring on that angle. Awesome transition. That's what we wanted to see. And then, he kind of pours it out of it. Maybe an incomplete. I don't think so. I do see some tabulation. I'm not quite sure I want to say that as far as it goes. But here we go. Filled outer zone 3. Pouring on the angle outer zone 4. Just came out of it prematurely. And that's all she wrote. Taking another look here. Nice quick initiation, filling outer zone 1 corner of the smoke. You can see another transition here is awesome, but it was just too much, and he had to pull angle out of the car, make a huge correction. It's going to be a really big deficit, not only to mention the outer 4 deficit he's going to have for pulling out of there too soon.
2 more drivers left. Cole, Richards, again, just had it all drawn up. Just simple mistakes.
But
what's up?
He's going to danger the people on the bubble, I believe.
Ooh, yeah. It's not enough, but again, whoever's sitting there in 24th. Oh, incomplete.
Oh, so yeah, I was right.
Turned into outside zone 2, unchaseable.
Just a
big
almost an
correction.
opposite
Turned
drift
in,
kind of thing or
counter, yeah,
something.
opposite drift. Oh man, Cole Richards. No, he's not flirting the bubble, or he's not flirting with kicking anybody down.
Not yet.
Cole Richards gets an incomplete. Unfortunately, he is forced to go to his second run. All right, next up, Pedal Commander GT Radial Field Suspension. Had Odie talking about Ben Hobson here earlier. And let's see what Hobson's got for us. Definitely a fun-loving dude. He's got the I Love Hot Mom's flag on top now. So he's got. Oh, dude. Yeah, he's having a lot of fun, man. This young driver, originally from Alaska.
Really?
Yeah.
We were just talking about going to Alaska.
We're going to Alaska. All right, Ben Hobson. Let's see what he's got for us. He's been driving really, really well. Again, definitely getting a lot of input from the team owner here. And there it goes, big angle. One of the judges, sick. Okay, well, that's what he got for us. There we go. Into that second outside zone, the third outside zone. What's Hobson got? Yes, sir. Get it in the last zone. Everybody's been missing it. What is Hobson going to do? Boom, shows up, uses all of it. Ben Hobson, the pedal commander, S chassis, delivers. Again, currently second in points. He wants to be on that top box spot. The Coral Works Elton on going to the moon, baby. He's got a good run there by Hobson.
I'll tell you what, the bubble's in danger now after that run, no doubt. That was like everything I wanted to see in there. Look at this initiation here. Using the whole track. He's allowed to do that. Yeah. I was a little scared. I'm like, he's going to come up short. Nope. He fills it back in there. Comes around there. Look at this transition. Snap routine. There it is. Filling it in the outer zone 2. Little full left foot brake in there, but look at this arc he's drawing into outer zone 3. Just so good. Following that arc of not only the zone, but the arc. The snappiest transition we've seen in outer zone 4, but he pulls it off finally. He breaks that curse we've been seeing the past couple of runs. Awesome job by Hobson here. Look at that snap. Oh, just so good. Grabs a little handbrake right before it, sets him up, fills in outer zone 1. Now look at this transition here. Snap the handbrake a little bit there, fills up the outer zone 2, and draws that arc. Look at that, just pouring out of that V8 supercharged S15. Here we go. Bring it around and filling that forward just enough. Came out a little bit early, right before the finish. Is my only nitpick there, man.
Yeah.
That, if I'm going to have to put a number on it, Jared, and a bow like
80s.
he did. Oh, 80s.
What do you think?
I'm going to say 90.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I think he acquired a lot of X Factor points, just given what we've seen. You know, you can only tell the future by looking at the past. All right, Sopa's claiming 90,
I'm going to claim 90,
Okay.
just because I've seen runs similar that check the boxes without that X Factor, and we're in the mid 70s, low 80s.
Outside zone 4 still could have been more dialed, but I guess you're right. One through 3, boom.
Yeah.
All right, let's find out.
Let's see what the survey says.
Sopa's looking at his little crystal ball saying 90s, and it comes in at 88.6. You're wrong. You're wrong, Sopa. Step in my office,
not the
get out
first
your flyer. 88.6. He does assume that lead over Amanda Sorensen. Look at that. the X factor points, 6, 6, and 5.
At least one judge agreed with me.
Exactly. All right, so well done by Ben Hobson. Doesn't get into the 90s, but regardless, you know, still a great run here. All right, the Trapper Keeper vehicle of Rudy Hansen, Team Hansen. He is our current points leader from Pocatello, Idaho. Speaking of potatoes there, home of big potatoes. All right, so on the bubble right now, Kelsey Rawlings. So basically there it is. So again, 25th and down are gonna have their second run. So Rudy Hansen has Kelsey Rawlings' fate in his hands. Brutsky, he's locked in, Rahimi, Human, Casey Cole. But again, 25th and down is forced to go. So now Kelsey Rawlings' fate, if she has to complete her second run, falls in Rudy Hansen. He won at round 1 of our Link Engine Management in Atlanta. Rudy Hansen, again, manifested it. He was on the box and interviewing him. He says, I said last year, I said, I'm gonna be up there. And he got it done. He delivered. He drove the pants off of that thing. All right, Idaho's own Rudy Hansen coming out of the start. Let's see what we got. In his first outside zone, little yank of that handbrake. You see that back wheel come to a halt. Smoothly going into outside zone 2. Ooh, might have tapped it. Outside zone 3, this is looking Hobson-esque right here, what we just saw. Oh, buddy! Stays in it. Oh, that back. No.
Nuts.
Oh, that back right. She's pointing the wrong way, man. That's only the second hit we've seen, but he does complete it.
Yeah, I didn't want to jinx him earlier before we went, was saying last in Jersey he had completed his first run.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. He finished out the run, so I think he'll knock that bubble off. But
Yeah.
good initiation here, filling out AutoZone 1. He transitioned just a little too late. You can see getting a little piece of the Link Management ECU banner there. A lot of wavering here through outer zone 3, and again, he held onto the angle a little too much there. Got a piece of the wall, but he kept it together.
Dang.
As far as through the finish there.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks like it's a little deceiving. We got a lot of our old paint from previous years, but our finish is a little later there. So there we go. He's still on the handbrake there. And the finish here is right to that cone there across the green. So he's through it.
Yeah.
He's got the points. He's going to knock the bubble off, but as far as qualifying in the upper chalant here, not so much. But he kept it together. Now he's got time to fix his car.
Yeah, he does.
It fixed itself. Oh, and then it unfixed it.
You incompleted him. Oh, wow. So it's deemed incomplete. So Kelsey Rawlings, he does not mess with a bubble. He decelled the wrong direction, and then he parked it. So, again, that is an incomplete. That is an incomplete for Rudy Hansen. Our points leader is forced to go to a second run. So the highest he can qualify is 25th. But
it's a bold strategy.
Incomplete. So the work begins now. So Hobson gets 3 points richer. Amanda Sorensen, congratulations, 2 points richer. And then finally, Derek Madison gets the number 3 spot. But again, you want to be in the show, and there we are, 20th. And who is in 24th? So Kelsey Rawlings, just barely right there. But you're seeing Martirana, Chen, Medici, O'Connor, O'Sullivan, Talaska. Those drivers we'll be seeing here in just a little bit. We'll get Rudy Hansen off course, and then you got Farouk Kawai, Zach Farrar, Katsanitas, Chestnut, Hansen, Richards, Foley, Bystrack, and Licklider. And the ones that have incompletes, they're kind of shaking in their boots too, because if they don't have a score at all, they're not going to be in the show.
Right. Even if the other people incompleted that have scores, we'll just take their original one.
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll get Rudy Hansen off course, and the work begins for him as, again, we'll see 15 drivers complete their second run, but there are only 8 spots available. We'll find out who moves on here at round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. Don't go anywhere. Second run for our knockout qualifying. Just throws up on the early transition.
Made in Japan. Breed. Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or Monster Jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
If you want to get everything you need to know about Monster Jam, about motorsports, you got to go to UNOH.
It's been the best opportunity I've ever taken. I've gotten so many opportunities, so many different connections.
You build every basic skill that you need to be able to work in racing and get your foot in the door.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
This is the road to the championship.
I've won the championship twice now. I think we can do it again.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Your winner at round one. Look at Osmo. He's a magician. Here we go. Rain or shine, these guys are down for a good time. You can't count anybody out.
Everybody's really pushing the envelope. One mistake, and that's it.
Oh my goodness.
What did I do wrong? I don't get it.
So it's all about attrition here in St. Louis. Oh! We're in the playoffs, man. We are fighting for it tooth and nail. And Osmo goes hard. Matt Field, the guy to beat.
We got 20 seconds to shine. We can't make any mistakes. If you do, you're out.
It's going to be coming down to Irwindale, kids.
Is Matt feeling the pressure? Absolutely.
The championship is on the line. Ryan Turk, he says, hold my rock star, homeboy. Let me show you something. Matt Field is out. Huge repercussions here. Your winner, Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osbo! What an amazing ending to a 2022 season.
Formula Drift is brought to you by Link ECU. Link Engine Management, the official ECU of Formula Drift. K&N, the official performance air filter of Formula Drift. Ford. Nitto Tire.
Welcome back. We are in the continuation of our Link Engine Management knockout qualifying. The top 24 are locked and loaded. The remaining drivers, which are 15, are vying for 8 spots. So this is knockout qualifying at its finest. Again, we see more drivers in PROSPEC than we do Pro. And again, a lot of broken hearts. So you're going to, do the math. 15 minus 8, carry the 1, all that. There's that many drivers are going to be watching from the sideline.
Yeah, unfortunately, but not to say that they come up short. That's just the way of the game.
Yep.
Not everyone can get in the show.
No participation trophies.
Yeah.
So 7 drivers will be watching from the sideline. Who's it going to be? We have quite a few drivers that are incomplete, and some drivers having tough go.
Yeah, speaking of
Margaritas' spotter just came in here, and she said that he's on his second run. So his first run, he crashed, back windshield broke, all these things. So here is how our qualifying start list goes. O'Connor, Licklider, Bystrack, Chestnut, Talaska, Foley, Katsanides, Medici, Farrar, O'Sullivan. That's the order they're going to be going in, and then the other 5 drivers as well. All right. About to enter in, and Ryan O'Connor will be our first victim. Could see Licklider back there. Crazy though, right? I mean, our points leader, Rudy Hansen, he has to go to second qualifying run.
Yeah, you're talking about broken hearts. He's got some broken parts to fix.
All right, All right, here's some highlights from previously our knockout qualifying. Notably, Amanda Sorensen, she had that #1 spot for quite some time until she got knocked out, but good confidence builder for her. You know, good qualifying run. You know, when it comes to head-to-head, we'll see how she shines, but that was great.
Yeah, I really liked the smooth and consistency that she had, and even all throughout practice, you know, it just showed that she was ready to put the points down and showed up to party.
Yep. Yeah, this track really suits her style. Big, wide open, hammer down. All right, we are moments away from seeing the burnout box being filled. Beautiful backdrop here, St. Louis. You gone downtown St. Louis yet?
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
Yeah. I come out here every year with Vaughn and the team. St. Louis Auto Show. We do drift demos. Yeah, January, February. Yeah, in the area down near Cardinal Stadium, really cool area over there. Got the casino, got the waterfront. Yeah, we've got some electric scooters and ripped around the city a couple times before. So had some good times. Chelsea, Vaughn, Adam, LZ, myself. Reader joins us too. Travis Reader does the RTR Mustang demos there. All right. So jump back in that Pedal Commander burnout box. This Ignited Soul Apparel 350Z. This is Ryan O'Connor. So 15 drivers, only 8 spots. 7 drivers watching from the sideline tomorrow. The Pedal Commander burnout box. Okay. We are back here later on the live stream, taking a look at the schedule. We're back here at 9 o'clock, so a considerable amount of time, local time, 4:17. So after we complete PROSPEC qualifying, we're back here at 9 o'clock. All right, so here we go with, again, these 15 drivers, only 8 spots. Second qualifying run will take the better score of the two. Rye is currently sitting on a 76.66. Wants to better that, would like to, but again, the highest they can qualify is 25th. So filling, again, that 25, 32nd spot. Rye O'Connor, second run. Initiates that first outside zone. Now going to transition. Again, still has the 76, which isn't too shabby. Now coming into that third outside zone, definitely looking a lot more fluid than his first run. Now, ooh, look at that, man. Really well done by Rye O'Connor. Oh, it's 69.66. Okay, thank you. So again, there were some, that's why I say, so 69.66 for Rye O'Connor.
Yeah, looking at it here, Jared, he got a really nice flick in there. I was afraid he wasn't going to get outer zone 1 filled as much as he actually did. Could have had a little more angle. Transitioned a little late there, kind of got choked up there in outer zone 2. He pours the throttle back on, draws a nice smooth arc in outer zone 3. Could have filled outer zone 3 a little bit better, but he did have it. This is where we're talking here. Nice transition in outer zone 4, kept the momentum going through the finish. I think he's going to better that score and lock in his top 32 here. A little stab of the handbrake there as he goes through outer zone 1. Getting that angle there, transitioning, stabbing more of the handbrake. Little bump of the left foot brake as he pours it in there, sacrificing a little bit of an angle to get into outer zone 3 just a little deeper here, but look at that, before the angle, right before the transition. That's what the judges want to see. We want to see the transition and then slow the car down. That's exactly what Rye did there in his run there.
Okay, so Rye O'Connor, like you said, I think that's going to better that 69. But where is he going to land? Okay. Patiently waiting, eagerly waiting, anticipating. Okay, so Rye O'Connor. All right, so he does better with a 75.33, a 75.33 for Rye O'Connor. So he does better his first score, just a little bit, but that little bit could help. Alex Licklider. Licklider coming down the chute. What do we have, Matt, for Licklider's first run? Incomplete. All right, so Licklider initiating first outside zone. A lot more settled. Remember, a little chaotic on his first run, but seems like he's dialing in. Gets in the rumble strip, picks up the car a little bit, but not too much. That third outside zone looks like he misses it, comes up short. Kind of decelled a bit, going to that last outside zone. Oh man, the track is not forgiving right there.
You don't want to put your car in the between two rumble strips there.
No. Between two ferns.
What I did like was his initiation. It was a nice flick, carried a lot of speed and momentum through there, and then it kind of fell apart in outer zone 2 here. Let's take another look here. Here goes Alex. He's flicking it in. Nice little handbrake. Stays nice and deep in outer zone 1. Transitions at a good time here, but then got a little deep there. Like I said, he might have done that in his first run, but it kind of fell apart here. Came a little shy into outer zone 3. Coming out of it. Transitioning. Going into outer zone 4. Fills it. Just kind of a leggy transition and going up the bank there. So taking another look at it from the sky. Goes too deep in outer zone 2, getting a tire off there, coming out a little early, kind of set him up for failure getting into outer zone 3 there. He just could not swing that car deep enough. And then does make a good transition despite the fact that he did come out of outer zone 3 early in outer zone 4 and finishing out his run. So will it be enough to keep him in the show? Let's see.
All right, Licklider, come on. Waiting for a score. 13 more drivers left. There it is. You can see the backside. So the paddock always complimentary access to that. If you come out to Formula Drift, cruise through. Look at that. Got a full-on United States Air Force jet out there, baby. Okay. Again, making his way back to the paddock area.
Remember, an incomplete, so he's really going to have to be scratching for these points if he wants to be in the show.
He's got a score, but what is it?
So we got Bystrack at the line here.
All right, Matthew Bystrack. All right, so a 69. Nice. There you go for, again, Licklider. 69. So better of the two, obviously with it being an incomplete on his first run. Matthew Bystrack. Bystrack sitting on. All right, so another incomplete. So Bystrack initiates. Very nice initiation, aggressive line coming in the second outside zone. Fluid. You can see the counter steer. Draws it right in that third outside zone. And the final outside zone 4. Again, maybe a little timid, a little scary going towards that wall and then flicking it on in. But Bystrack really, I mean, wasn't the big X Factor run, but I think it was just a nice, good, clean, safe run.
Yeah, I got to think, you know, being the pressure of having an incomplete is really, you're really going to feel that. So he did that. It felt like he scaled down the course, which I've said a few times here. Got out of zone 1, needed to be deeper in there. He kind of bobbled in here. It was kind of a funky transition there going in and outer zone 2. Some more wavering there. Comes up shy in outer zone 2. You can kind of see the car kind of loaded up. How he left one braking, trying to get it a little swing further out there. But as we get into 4, he just didn't get in there as far as I would like to see. So he's got points on the board. But then again, we come to that question. Is it going to be enough to get to the top 32? Taking another look at the launch here, getting through the chicane. You can hear that 2J under the hood just ripping as he gets through outer zone 1. Not as deep, like I said, but you can kind of see the transition here is way too late, kind of poor positioning, and it set him up for failure, I think, for the rest of the course. It's so interesting. You can see how that sets a precedent that one mistake can create.
It dictates the rest of it, right? Yeah. It just throws you off. You know, a lot of it's muscle memory. Kind of, okay, go there, you know. And, yeah, it just really disrupted the entirety of the run. Still scrutinizing this run. All right, waiting for Bystrack's score still to come in. All right, it's a 7-0, a 70, a 74 Bystrack. All right, a few more drivers left. When we come back, we'll see the continuation here of our link engine management knockout qualifying. Don't go anywhere. Who's moving in? It's round 5 of the Formula Drift, the Pro Championship. We are live from Worldwide Technology Raceway from Madison, Illinois, just in the shadow of the St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the west, the blue-collar city, home of Anheuser-Busch and all things Midwest.
Formula Drift is brought to you by Air Force, Aim High. Type S, the official lighting sponsor of Formula Drift. Lights, camera, power, fun. GT Radial, experience the performance.
This is it. The finals are set. The lights are on. Who is going to win? Send it. Here we go. Celebrating 20 years of FD, baby. Whoa, are you kidding me? Look at that. This is a year to watch the most talented drifters in the world. That was awesome. Welcome back. The stage is set. 12 more drivers and only 8 spots. All right. Who do we got coming up next?
I believe we got Justin Chestnut in the box.
Okay. There it is, just Chestnut, After Hours Autosports. Sounds that back end there.
Yeah, if you remember, Jared, I think he forgot where the AutoZones were.
Yeah.
He missed every single one of them and had a score of 46.66. So he's got plenty of real estate to improve on this run here. So I'd like to see Justin's a good driver. Let's see it get done.
Again, it's the better of the two, not an average. So we'll take the better of the two. He wants to get involved. Chestnut. We'll be heading to the start line. Here he comes. All right, so Chestnut, After Hours Autosports, BMW. Crawling his way there to Max to send him on down. Like you said, just failed to get out. The car just way too gripped up. Just did not slide into those zones. All right, Chestnut. Let's see how aggressive he's going to be here. Initiates. Gets rips up on the inside. Late transition. Coming that second outside zone. Ooh, no. He hops around. That's going to just so gripped up. Yeah, I believe that's going to be an incomplete. So, again, he does have a score, but it was a Lackluster 46.66, unfortunately, for Chestnut, but you saw the car grip up once again, man.
Yeah, you can see the front wheels there in outer zone 2 just go way the opposite, and I seen Chris give us the old double goose egg there, so that's going to be all she wrote for Chestnut. He's going to be one of our 7 guys sitting on the sidelines here. Nice snappy initiation, and we were kind of like, if you're the judge, to go, oh, he wouldn't fill the outer zone 1, and then here we go. We can see that opposite drift. That's all she wrote for Justin Chestnut. He tries to put on the rest of the show here, pouring on the smoke with those GT radials. A little lazy transition there, filling out our zone 4, but it's a moot point at this juncture here, as he will be an incomplete run, especially with the 46.66 on his previous. He's a little too short. He's not going to win the race.
All right, Chestnut rounds it out, and coming up, Mr. Talaska. Got a text from Tyler, aka Rebel at Coro Works, the owner. Get better soon, Tyler. And as the Coro Works BMW, Corey Talaska pulls that start. Corey had on his first run, what are we looking at here, 69? Yep, 69 for Talaska. Obviously really wants to better that. Goes Corey in the first outside zone. Good fluid initiation. No corrections much at all. A little late on that transition in the outside zone 2 and outside zone 3. Look at that. Really set it and forget it line in outside zone 3. Down that final outside zone. A little timid. You saw that very apparent there, kind of gripped up and then shot him in on the inside. So hesitant and failure to launch in that outside zone 4. That threw him off.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the timidness is coming on that latter half of the run, but he did a decent job here in outer zone 1, but a little late to the game here in the transition going into outer zone 2, but he did make a nice line, nice fluid, no corrections, filled that outer zone 3, and again here, a little leggy transition here, and pouring on a little too angle without enough momentum. He had all the ingredients to the recipe, but he just didn't have a good balance.
Didn't bake.
Yeah.
Didn't set the right temperature.
Yeah, right. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So you can see here, gets a good fill in outer zone 2 with that late transition. Fill that outer zone 3, you can kind of tell the car's loaded up, it's at the top of the wheel speed of that gear, and here it is, just gripped up too much.
Yep. Okay, let's see where Talaska lands with this second run. Again, has a 69 as first run. Makes his way back to the pits. Scores coming in here from our judges, Chris Yule, Robin Ishida, Ryan Lantain. Again, we are back here tonight for pro qualifying, and there it is, 70.66. So just barely, right? Just barely betters his first score, but we'll take the better of the two. Let's see where Talaska lands. All right. Moving on to our next driver.
Tyler Foley previously had an incomplete in that no grip racing.
Yeah, another. And there it is.
No grip life, excuse me.
Yep. All right, so that's where they stand right now. You can see what drivers need to better it. All right, Foley comes in that first outside zone. And now transitions second. Being aggressive. Remember, it wasn't the last zone that kind of turned off. He had a pretty decent run. He corrected. So here comes that final outside zone. Point of no return. Slides into that last outside zone. A lot more confident there again. Foley said incomplete. So again, team no grip life definitely ups the ante. Will get a score, but where's he at?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I didn't really feel any wowness in there. Decent flick in outer zone 1 here. Filled it all decently. I really liked from the live angle the timing transition there. Filled outer zone 2 all the way through the end. That exit, that's where you want to be to set yourself up for outer zone 3, but he kind of gave into it shallow. Left just a scotch early, but this transition, just a little bit of lazy. Could have gained some X factor points in there, but overall, checked all the boxes that he needed to. Nice fast transition there, keeping the same angle as he came in out of it in outer zone 1, and grabbing a little handbrake there through outer zone 2, and nice and intimate with outer zone 3 as he pours an angle, takes a little bit of out to kind of stretch that out, and then here we go with the handbrake transition there. So another one of those situations where these guys are decelerating as they transition, which is not what you want to see. But when you're doing it that late in the wrong time, you really don't have much of a choice because there's kind of a wall there.
Yeah, Wall doesn't care, man. Wall, and there it is, 77. So Foley, and then it says position number 1, but the highest they can finish here if you're doing your second run is 25th.
Yeah.
So essentially, he assumes the 25th position right now. Yeah, Catsanitas here, and so there it is. So Foley jumps up to that 25th spot. O'Connor. Yeah. All right. So yeah, you can see 30, 31, 32. Okay, so tied for 30th. Got it. Okay, so right now, Catsanitas, spotter coming in saying second run he's had some issues, back windshield's cracked, all these things. So
back windshield's now deleted.
Yeah. So Catsanitas leaving the start line here. Again, this car real gripped up earlier.
That's right.
Found the secret sauce, loosen that thing up. The Greek doctor very fast into that first outside zone. You said, uh-oh, you think it was just going to grip up and shoot out? All right, looks like it's gotten looser here in that second outside zone. In the outside zone 3, oh, we saw that kind of double step on that third outside zone, and then into the fourth. Oh,
maintain. Ooh. You can see the reaction of the judges.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure what I'd like to have a talk with him just to figure out what's going on with the car, because it's really hard to tell if it's just too gripped, something. The steering's binding.
Only second run, man.
Yeah. So here we go. Nice straight down the middle of initiation. Fills outer zone really decently. I was like worried he was going to come in shallow and grip up, but he didn't. Fills outer zone 2 really well. And here's where it kind of fell apart for him a little bit. He gets a flirts with outer zone 3 a little bit. Has a nice transition here. It's smooth, but the car just did not have nearly enough momentum to carry through outer zone 4, and he had too much angle, just about spun out. I don't think that's an incomplete, but let's take another look at it here again. As we get into outer zone 2, and finishes out, aiming his car through outer zone 3, pouring on a little angle. Pouring on that angle was definitely a mistake. He could have held on to outer zone 3 a little longer there, leaving outer zone 4 early. And I'm getting the signal here. That is an incomplete for Catsanitas. Truly unfortunate for the Greek doctor here, as he's a good dude, and I like to see him compete. So that's all she wrote.
Just did not maintain control of the car. That was the verdict there. So unfortunately, got double zeros.
Oh, he had 59.
Oh, he had 59. Oh,
yeah.
just one.
But not enough, because we're, I think, in the 70s that you're going to have to be to get in the top 32 as far as the knockout.
Got it. All right. Erick Medici, another driver who was on it, just right there at the end, just glitched. I just had some issues. What are we looking at score-wise here for Medici on his first run?
His first run was a 70.66.
Okay. So decent, but
yeah, like I said,
just wants to solidify it.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing some mid-70s to stay in the game here.
Yep. So a lot of pressure here in PROSPEC. Medici on his second run. And here goes Medici. Leaving the start line. Here we go, mild to wild. Little counter initiation in that first outside zone. Now transitions to outside zone 2. Looking really solid. Good, locked and loaded into outside zone 3. All the course now, outside zone 4. This is just right here in front of the judges. And again, just exits out just early, man. So unfortunate.
There's another one of those things that just tapered off. I was looking real strong in the beginning and really hopeful that he's gonna just wow us. Like, look at this transition or this initiation, real great. Filling out our zone really well. Pouring on the angle, a little left foot brake in there. No worries. Transition a little late, a little too close to the rumble strips for our legging. Got a good connection to outer zone 3. This is where his run shined the best. Feeling the outer zone 3 the best, but here comes transition. It's just too slow. He's got to use that momentum, and he just slowed the car down way too much to keep it through outer zone 4. So look at that. Another angle of that initiation as we saw live here. Just pouring out of the smoke out of those GT radials as he powers down that 2J. in this 86 here. He comes around, throwing a nice smooth arc from outer zone into outer zone 3. And then here's where it kind of falls apart for him. Just a lazy transition, and the car just gripped up too much, and he fell off short.
Okay. The beats dropping, and who is moving on? There's Zach Farrar into that pedal commander burnout box. So what are you seeing here, score-wise? So look at who's on the bubble. So you got Medici in 30th, Licklider. 30 seconds of Licklider is currently on the bubble. O'Sullivan down there, Farouk. And Zach Farrar with a 60.66 on his first run. All right, Farrar pulls up to the start line. Just a few more drivers left to go.
Oh, so that was an incomplete. Okay, so Medici actually getting an incomplete on his second run. I'm hearing.
Oh, wow. So Medici,
3 moves. I liked it, but you can see the third move was very early on. So that's not what that's in the rules. It's really cut and dry, and unfortunately, that's going to be all she wrote.
So where was it at exactly?
So when he came out of the chute, the car moved to the right, and then that was move 1. The car swung the other way, and then he initiated. So that's 3 moves. We're allowed a 2-move maximum for initiation.
All right, so Medici with an incomplete. So I believe, if I can recall, right off the ticker there, he was 31st, I believe it was. So there's, with 9 drivers left.
Well, so he's on the bubble too. Yes.
Yeah. All right, Farrar. 9 drivers, including Zach Farrar, left to run on their second run. All right, here comes Zach Farrar. Joker S13 into that first outside zone. He said he got into a tussle with the wall. Both on his first qual. Oh boy, that's gonna be all she wrote, unfortunately, for Farrar. And Farrar had what on his first run?
60.66.
Yeah,
so
unfortunately, Zach.
Yeah, he fought the wall.
Yep,
and the
wall won. Yep. I fought the wall and the wall won. Oh, losing taillights, dropping parts.
Yep, that wasn't his first yard sale today, but he's his first score wasn't going to be enough to stay in the game here. So, unfortunate for Zach. As good as that outer zone 1 fill was, he was a little too deep in 2, and the concrete does not move.
Nope.
Taking him out. So look at the attitude of the vehicle. Let's see if he stays in it. He tried to stay in it. You got to give him props there. The wheels were spinning. He did what he could, but when you're in it that deep, there's just no coming out of it. It's staying in drift.
All right, just quick little cleanup there. Just, again, 32 stay, the rest go home. They're going to be watching from the sidelines. Pack it up early. All right, so there it is. You can see Zach Farrar, he is out. Katsanides, Chestnut, and notably, Rudy Hansen, our points leader. Richards has an incomplete as well. So, I mean, look at that. I mean, you got number 1 and 3 in points having to go to their second run. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be a real disruption to the bracket.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right, huh? Like where they land and who they're going to go against. All right. So, moving right along here. And this is Who do we have here?
O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan. Connor O'Sullivan. Okay, Connor O'Sullivan here. All right, just making sure our media is safe in their respective pits. Okay. And we are clear to send O'Sullivan on that start line. It's hot. The track is hot. The weather is hot. And who do we got? Let's go. O'Sullivan, RTS, BMW. Come down that first outside zone. Aggressive flick, quick little tap of the brakes. And second outside zone has a transition. Pretty well executed, big angle there, nice job. That third outside zone, really dialed in, that was nice. That final outside zone, in, puts it in there. Comes out about halfway point, or maybe just a little beyond that, but overall good fluid run from O'Sullivan.
Yeah, I think a little better his first score, 69 there, Jared. There was some good points there that we'll go over here once we get the second look at it, especially that initiation. He was doing what I like to see here. Nice two-move maximum, light the tires off right away, getting a max angle. He did leave outer zone 1 just a little bit early, but he's still staying on the same angle, maintaining that. Grabbing a little bit of a handbrake as we get into the outer zone 2. Nice, decent line. A little bit of wavering there. He could have been a little deeper and longer into outer zone 3, but here we go, transitioning in outer zone 4, using the max angle and staying in it, leaving a little bit early, but makes it look real good here. O'Sullivan's definitely going to have an improvement here. I think we'll see him in the show. Look at that flick going into outer zone 1. Could have been a little deeper, but he stayed consistent. That's what we want. He keeps it smooth. Going to outer zone 2. Very little variation here. Just a little bit of hiccup there midway between outer zone 1 and 2 as he leaves just a few feet short, transitioning in outer zone 4. Could have been a little more momentum there to carry him, but overall, I think we'll see O'Sullivan in the game. There it is, a 76.33 puts him into technically position 27.
Yep.
Or
26.
26. Math
yeah,
smart.
26.
I'm slow smart.
It's okay. 76.33, so O'Sullivan lands himself a spot with just a few more drivers. This is Jaden. This is the young buck, 15 years old. Jaden from Canada. And, you know, we talked about his deficit in power. I asked you earlier, what's the vehicle that he's debuting?
Another Corvette.
Another Corvette.
Just more built for
more. Got it.
Yeah.
Like you said, quick change, all those kind of things.
Yeah, this car is, I mean, not far from a factory. Like suspension, everything's upgraded, right?
Right.
But it's still essentially the bones underneath it are still very much Corvette.
Well, that's a good it's a good sign. He got a talented driver.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, I can't wait to see what he does in Utah with a a fully purpose-built vehicle.
Well, again, just piqued a lot of interest on his debut in Atlanta. Jaden, 15 years old. Again, about, you said 450, 500 horsepower. Initiates in that first outside zone, the Japanese performance Corvette. Really good flick in the second outside zone. See hopping its way in the second outside zone and into the third. Doesn't get all the way out there, and that's the telling sign of just not having all the power to get out there. But man, dialed in on that last outside zone. That was really well done.
Yeah,
so
I like that.
you know, a lot of people were missing that outside zone 4, but he put it right in there.
Yeah, despite the fact you could see handbrake pull through halfway through outer zone 4, he did fill it. So we talk about pulling handbrake and momentum there. Even though he pulled the handbrake, the car didn't show that it was like decelerating visually anyway.
Right.
So good job by Jaden there. So let's see if he'll improve his score. Let's find out.
I mean, currently has a 73.66.
So right, look at that.
Yeah.
Awesome entry here. Wagging the tail of that Corvette. Filling the zone awesomely. Using all the angle of that Corvette. Swinging it around. Fills outer zone 2 just as well. Little bobble there too. Coming in outer zone 3. Again, the deficit in power is kind of showing its face here. The gearing, all that stuff. But here we go. He threw in a lot more angle than I thought. I thought it was going to grip up, but he didn't. He kept it out of the weeds. Here we go. Another nice flick coming from the sky here. filling all the outer zone 1 with the GT radial smoke. Perfectly timed transition to fill in outer zone 2 and stayed in outer zone 2 late enough to set him up for outer zone 3 if he could have gotten out there. He added a little left foot brake there, as you can see the smoke coming from the front right, and a nice smooth transition outer zone 4, filling it all the way to the finish. So my guess is he's going to be in the show.
Yeah.